What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Buckles Locker with your host Isaiah with another edition of Locker Room Talk. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits out there. Hopefully, y'all doing well tonight. Hopefully, y'all had a good day. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the Bucks across social media. Yeah, keep supporting the team. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, Cash App, Super Chat, but Cash App would be better because YouTube like to take money from the content creators. So, also, the most important thing is doing a checkup on everybody in Tampa, on the state of Florida, South Florida, Central Florida, Southeast, and Southwest. Hopefully everybody's doing fine during this Category 4 hurricane. I've been checking up on this situation. Haven't heard anything super bad right now, but a lot of wind, a lot of rains, storm surges at 14 feet in Fort Myers. Hopefully this storm passes over pretty fast. My prayers is up for everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Family safe. I heard there's power out. So, and hopefully Tico, Tampa Electric Company, is doing their best to get everybody's power back on. So, like I said, hopefully everybody gets out of here safe, or gets out of that situation safe and sound, and eventually the storm will pass. Okay, so let me give you some shout outs. Josh, what's up, man? Haitian boy, DSG Carlos, Mr. Travis Jones, good evening. I'm for Christ, Bucks Life, Grizzlo, what's up, man? Brent, J5, what's up? Neil L, what's up, man? Jay Foster, what's up? Yeah, so I heard it, man. It's hopefully Tampa areas. I haven't seen anything super bad in the Tampa area yet because it's been a lot of wind and rain and power. That's about it. Nothing like structural damage or anything like that. But the storm is starting to pick up now. So I've been tracking on my phone. I got some family down there. I got friends down there. So I've been checking on them and stuff like that. And everybody's safe so far. So a little concerned, but but I just, like I said, I'm my prayers is up for real. Hurricane Category 4. And also another more bad news. Or I know it's TMZ, but Coolio, rest in heaven, has been reported that he's passed away. This is TMZ, but Coolio has passed away at 59. Man, that's a tough one, man. I grew up on Coolio's music. Those of you that were in the 90s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's a hard one. 59, young. Still young too, man. We don't know what happened, but once again, Coolio has passed away at the age of 59. Gangsta's Paradise. I remember that song. Then spending most life living in paradise. Man, artist Leon Ivy Jr. Good God Almighty, bro. Gangsta's Paradise, man. Oh, it was a cardiac arrest. Man, a cardiac arrest. Heart started pumping super fast, and I just it's just sad to hear that news, man. I got a man that was doing this thing in the 90s, man, and good God, man. Man, like, a moment of silence for Coolio, man. Man, come along and ride on a fantastic slide. Man, cardiac arrest? Good gosh. Keenan and Kel theme song. I hope it wasn't drug related or alcohol, man, because that's what usually happens with artists. Artists like, get to that age, and uh, uh and we've seen the stories of this happen. They live that fast life, and you're able to withstand that when you're young, in your 20s and 30s, and sometimes in your 40s. But at some point, smoking and drinking and drugs in your 20s and 30s will catch up to you in your 40s and 50s and even 60s. And we've seen a lot of our favorite actors, actresses, music moguls, artists, and TV personalities pass away at a young age. He still had a lot of life to live. At 59, that's not, you know, it's not old, really. And man, what's up, Johnny? 813 Sports. Sal, what's up? Yeah, that's sad. That's a sad. Golly, man. Remember him, man. Like, in the 90s, man. Um, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I used to watch him all the time. You know, his song. I used to listen to the song all the time. Um, yeah, so that's unfortunate too. Yeah, DMX is another prime example. 813 Sports. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Facts. Look at what happened to DMX. And cardiac arrest, that's due to I mean, it could be hereditary, it could be, poor health, but a lot of artists, man, that's what happens, you know. But we have to get down, and on the brighter side, let's talk about some football. I hate that transition, but you know, um, I just wanted to get that out the way first with the hurricane situation, Ian and Coolio passing away. So, um, yeah, rematch: Bucks versus Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs. Good barbecue, so I've heard. I haven't tried this Kansas City barbecue yet, but I will. I will. So we're in week 4. The Chiefs supposedly is traveling to Tampa. Sunday night football, 8:20 Eastern Standard Time, 7:20 my time. So they have contingency plans, available. U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They have a Hard Rock Cafe in Miami, but based on the hurricane track, Tampa dodged a bullet, a major bullet. They getting rain and wind and power outage, but as far as like they didn't get the head-on collision because the storm kind of tracked more eastern part of Florida, going as it goes through Central Florida. So we're getting a lot of, well, I can say we, but Tampa's getting a lot of the bands, the outer bands. The eye is not crossing over Tampa according to what I'm looking at. So, but like I said, it's still early. But I think Tampa's going to be fine. Those of you that could check it out, check out the satellite footage of the hurricane from the satellite up in space. It is crazy how a hurricane looks from the satellite. It's amazing how Mother Nature can just create some monstrosity of that big. So But Fort Myers is getting pounded pretty bad. People was in the hotel, people was in homes, and they had to, find a way to the hotels, and they getting destroyed right now. They're gonna have a lot of damage. Um, oh my gosh, I'm looking at the videos right now. I'm sorry, I keep thinking about this hurricane, and I'm watching these videos, and it's pretty bad. A guy reported from the eye of the wall. It's pretty bad in Fort Myers. Water levels over 6 feet. Yikes! But so the game, as far as the game, they haven't made the change yet. Yeah, so I heard. Yeah, I talked about it already. Yeah, shark. Yeah, shark. When storms hit, usually sharks and alligators, snakes, water moccasins, stuff like that, piranhas, eels, whatever. Especially in Florida. There's a lot of flooding going on. Oh my gosh, storm surge is just getting through. Oh my gosh, the satellite view is crazy. Prayers up to Fort Myers, man. Fort Myers is getting destroyed right now. My gosh. Prayers up for Fort Myers. They're like pretty much underwater. Storm surge is ridiculous in Fort Myers. Homes are being lost. Downtown Fort Myers is underwater. It's pretty bad. My gosh. So it looks like the Tampa game in Tampa is going to still be on, which is good, right? The Bucs are not practicing in Tampa, obviously, for obvious reasons. They moved practice because of the storm, Hurricane Ian. So we've seen this before. Hurricane Ida last year in New Orleans. The Saints had to practice elsewhere, I think in Dallas, and then they had to play their game in Jacksonville against the Packers. So it's a routine thing. When you have a routine at home, you like to go through, and then now you got to go through this whole routine, how you get ready for the game, and the whole nother area, whole nother city. And it's supposed to be a home game, so it's gonna be interesting how everything turns out. But let's get down to business. Matchups. Two teams that have Super Bowl aspirations. They are both 2-1. Both teams have quarterbacks that are elite. One is a Hall of Famer, obviously one of the goats, and the other quarterback, of course, is his projection says Hall of Fame, top 10 all time, if he is able to stay healthy and keep putting up those numbers and win another. He a couple more Super Bowls. He'll move up there, but. Somebody said if Patrick Mahomes was to retire right now, he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think so, but whatever. But that was just talking. But this game, it's a lot different from. Well, let me retract from saying that. Now that I think about it, the game against the Chiefs this Sunday night, and please, Bucs fans, show up. Do not let the Chiefs fans buy the tickets. But this game is going to be similar to the Packers game. Because if you look at the Packers and how they set up and how the Chiefs are set up, similarities, right? Quarterback, elite. The quarterbacks don't both, Mahomes don't turn the ball over. Aaron Rodgers obviously don't turn the ball over a lot. So both quarterbacks have the ability to take care of the ball. So you can't bank on Patrick Mahomes turning the ball over, especially with this style of offense after watching film on how they run their scheme. This scheme that they're running right now, it's a lot less explosive than the previous Chiefs schemes with Tyreek Hill. So by the Chiefs not having Tyreek Hill, it's a major blow as far as explosive plays. because having Tyreek Hill on the field, you have to respect that at all times, every down, every distance, because he has the ability to take to the house. And we've seen Patrick Mahomes the couple of years that he played with Tyreek. At any moment, he can bomb his away. And Patrick Mahomes, and I'll get to this, his scrambling ability allows those big plays to happen. But when Tyreek Hill didn't come back, a lot of us already knew that the offense had to change. So they went out and signed Valdez-Scantling, and Juju Smith-Schuster, and they got they still have Nico Hardman. They went and got Justin Watson, a former Buck. They got Ronald Jones, Isaac Pacheco. You know, obviously got Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They drafted Sky Moore. So they are in a work in progress. And like I said, a lot of teams are going through this right now. The fan bases are panicking because the offenses don't look good. The Chiefs lost to the Colts, right? The Bucs lost to the Packers, right? Offensive questions on both teams. The Bucs with injuries and suspension, whatever, and the Chiefs situation with no Tyreek Hill. So now Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy have to put together a game plan. Now they have to scheme a little bit more. Patrick Mahomes can't do the backyard football throws to Tyreek Hill now. So a lot of pressure. Now teams that can focus more on Travis Kelce even more now. So there's a lot of pressure with Kansas City offense. But like I remind y'all, it's still early for a lot of teams, especially like the good teams, right? Because look, let's be real. Kansas City is good. Let's not act like Kansas City is trash. Just like I told y'all about Green Bay. Green Bay was never trash. But some of us, Sea Bandits and Pirates, felt that they wasn't strong enough and they wasn't good enough and they're not all that. But look what happened. And the difference between the Chiefs and the Packers, not that much of a difference, right? You could say the Packers got a better running game. That's the difference, right? But you can say the Chiefs' passing game is similar to the Packers' passing game. Get the ball out quick. Now, the difference is Mahomes tends to like to hold the ball a little bit more, and his escapability. He has the ability to escape sacks, just like Aaron Rodgers. And we're going to see this Sunday, he's going to escape some sacks. Shaq Barrett last week had a quiet game. He had one pressure. One. Elton Jenkins shut him down. This is what happens. And we talked about this with Shaq Barrett. When he goes against right tackles that can hold their own. Even with Ryan Ramczyk, for the most part of the game, he didn't do anything. He got a sack at the end. The game was out of hand, whatever. But for the most part, Ramczyk held his own against Shaq Barrett. But then you seen Shaq Barrett against the Cowboys right tackle, and it was like, whoa. Shaq Barrett, what's up? Like I said, he had some success late in the game against the Saints. And then this past Sunday against Elton Jenkins, one pressure. Uno. So this week, the right tackle for the Chiefs, it goes by the name of, was it Andrew Wiley? Not sold on him. I think, Andrew Wiley. He's not that good. He is he's actually the weakest link. Hold on a sec. So you talking about the fumble, right? Straight fumble. He came all the way around. That's not a normal play. I'm talking about just normal lineup, rushing the passer. It didn't do much. You know what I'm saying? That sack, that fumble, that was all the way around Ramczyk. Ramczyk did a good job pushing Shaq Barrett around him. That was Winston rolling out, trying to look for a throw down the field. And that ball should have been gone already. That was Winston right there. That had nothing to do with Ramczyk. So he didn't beat Ramczyk. That was just him just hustling around and chasing Winston from the back because Winston was scrambling left. If Winston stayed in the pocket, Shaq Barrett's on the outside. See, got to go back and watch the film. I saw it numerous of times. Most of that game, straight up blocking, Shaq Barrett didn't do anything at ram check until that one sack at the end when he reached out and grabbed him by the jersey and pulled him down. But for the majority of the game, Shaq Barrett didn't do much. I'm just telling you what the tape said. Now, if you want to count that sack, that hustle sack that was way over there, he ran all the way on the other side of the field behind Winston, sure, you can count that. But straight up blocking, he didn't do anything with Ramczyk outside of that one sack at the very end, pretty much. And same thing last week, Elgton Jenkins. And I know about the holding call. They missed that, but you can't nitpick one play. Look at this. See, that's what I'm saying. I think the Bucs fans got to understand. When I talk about the Bucs players, I don't nitpick. I talk about the totality of how they played. And I think we got to stop nitpicking what we want to push. Look at it as a whole. Look at Shaq Barrett against Elgton Jenkins as a whole. Even the Bucs blitzed. The Packers was prepared. The Packers O-line was prepared for the most part. That the Bucs got one sack, and like I said, Aaron Rodgers did escape a couple sacks, but that's a part of being a quarterback, having the ability to escape. But the Packers O-line did a much better job than the Saints O-line and the Cowboys O-line. This is what happens when you play better O-lines. So you go from a Cowboys O-line that wasn't good, then you go from an okay Saints O-line, right? And then you go to a Packers O-line. So there's levels, right? Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Or you can go Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 1. So fast forward back to the Chiefs. Let's get back to the Chiefs. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. See, people like I don't understand when fans across the NFL, when they like a player, when they try to say, oh, it wasn't that bad, they only single out a play. Context. It's all about context. It's always the bigger picture. And then when you look at the play, don't just look at what happened at the end of the play. Look what happened as the play developed. See what I'm saying? We got to stop looking at the result of the play, but what is the reasoning behind the play as it developed? How did that play develop? How did he get that sack? Was it he just straight up got the sack? Was it a hustle sack? Basically the quarterback just held the ball too long. There's a lot of things that you have to incorporate when you're talking about players. You just can't point out, oh, he got a sack. Okay, well, let's go to the play itself. Okay, oh, that was a sack way around. Okay, cool. I'm talking about I'm talking about the 100% of the game. I'm not talking about the 1% or the 0.00 or the 0.5% of the game. I'm talking about the 100% of the game. Always talk about the actual game, the whole game. Because if you nitpick 61 plays, 61 snaps a player plays, then you have to literally go through every play and watch one player. I'm not doing that. But when I watched the game, I didn't see anything outside of one pressure against the Packers. Elgton Jenkins. Yes, they missed the holding call, but that does not tell the totality of the blocking that he did against Shaq Barrett. Did a good job. I told you about Elgton Jenkins. Now, Andrew Wiley, the Packers right tackle, is not as good as Elgton Jenkins. Not as good as Ramczyk. So I'm expecting Shaq Barrett to get pressure on Mahomes. Now, we're going to talk about the scheme, the game plan that the Chiefs will have against the Bucs defense, as you can see the matchups that I'm doing. Packers offense, Bucs defense. That's what I'm starting out at, if you see where I'm going with this, right? So here is an early matchup that you must circle for the Chiefs to have success against the Bucs blitz package, which frees up Shaq Barrett to get some sacks and some pressures, as we've seen against in the Cowboys game and towards the end of the Bucs and Saints game, right? So Shaq Barrett must win that matchup one-on-one. This is one of the games that the Bucs don't have to blitz that side a lot. Now they can blitz the side, that's fine, but Shaq Barrett should be able to hold it down and be very aggressive against Andrew Wiley. He's the weakest link of a pretty good Kansas City Chiefs O-line for the most part. Andrew Wiley is the weakest spot in the Bucs with Tryon. Now Shaq Barrett has been rushing from his left or the right side of Mahomes or the right side of the quarterback. Barrett's left side, right? So you can say right defensive end. And Joe Tryon has been rushing from facing the premier left tackles. And that's due to his athleticism and his length. Because you want tall guys on the quarterback strong side. On a right-handed quarterback, you know what I'm saying? His vision is always as a right-handed quarterback, he sees the blitz or he sees the pressure coming from his right side, but you need somebody with some athleticism, especially in the 3-4 outside linebacker with some length and speed. That's why Tryon has been going against a lot of left tackles. Tryon, he's learning how to play outside linebacker against really good left tackles, or he's going to learn against really good left tackles or solid left tackles. Now, if your left tackle is not good, good luck trying to block Joe Tryon. So there should be no excuse for Shaq Barrett to take full advantage of Andrew Wiley. If I don't hear Shaq Barrett's name multiple times with pressures and a sack or two, I'm going to be very disappointed. And I'm not talking about a play here and a play there. I need Shaq Barrett every time he's on that, every snap that he gets rushing the passer, he needs to be like game wrecking. These are the games that you get paid the big bucks for, right? You have a playoff bound, Super Bowl bound team from the AFC coming in home. Shaq Barrett needs to show up. He needs to dominate Andrew Wiley. And the reason why I keep harping on this matchup, because this is a very important matchup. Now, I'll go down the line and look and give you the other matchups, but it's very important. Now, on the other side, I'll get into the trenches, but on the other side, the other outside linebacker, Joe Tryon, he has to go against Orlando Brown Jr., 6'7", 6'7", 330 pounds, left tackle. Playing pretty good. Joe Tryon is going to have his hands full trying to get around Orlando Brown. Now, Joe Tryon, based on what I've watched with Orlando Brown, he must be able to use his feet. He's not going to overpower Orlando Brown. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's going to have to be able to be more shifty and use more footwork. Stop trying to run through people. He's not strong enough yet. Still a young player. He needs to use his athleticism against Orlando Brown Jr. Because sometimes Orlando Brown Jr. gets his feet caught up in his footwork. He doesn't anchor well. If Shaq Barrett rushes on Orlando Brown's side, that's going to be a problem. Small, 6'7" versus 6'2" in 1/4. Tryon is 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", so that's a better matchup. Now, Tryon will struggle against Orlando Brown Jr. It happens. That doesn't mean he's going to do bad. He's going to struggle sometimes because Tryon is learning how to play an anchor as an outside linebacker. He just got to add more moves to his arsenal. He got to be able to convert speed to power. Struggles with that because he always trying to run around the left tackle. And left tackles that have some skills is not going to fall for that. He needs more inside moves, swim moves, spin moves. I'm surprised he ain't doing spin moves as quick as he is. The setup moves. The fake rip, fake dip spin. Roll him off. Hand slap spins. Fake, or I haven't seen Tryon as athletic as he is. I haven't seen Tryon do the Myles Garrett lean. Rushing like this, and then he just leans and gets almost like perpendicular to the ground, but just leans under the tackle. He has the athleticism to do it, but he will learn how to play better with his techniques. He's going to struggle sometimes against Orlando Brown. He's going to struggle. Now, if you want to go to the interior of the Chiefs O-line, okay, well, let's do that. And the Bucs interior. Okay. So the interior O-line for the Chiefs versus the Bucs trenches in interior, the 3 and 5 techniques, or the 5 techniques, and the nose tackle. Vita Vea, William Golson, Nacho, Dietrich Sinat, Logan Hall. Those guys. Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, and Trey Smith. They all good. One of the reasons why the Chiefs revamped their O-line was because of the Super Bowl. Now, granted, the Chiefs O-line then versus the Chiefs O-line now, it's better. Mitchell Schwartz, Fisher was hurt. Duvernay, or whatever his name is, the doctor, he wasn't playing. So they had 3 O-linemen out in Super Bowl, and the Bucs wreaked havoc. Patrick Mahomes didn't have a chance, and a lot of people skipped over that. Don't get me wrong. Glad my team won, but from a football perspective, when they said that the Bucs dominated the Chiefs, that's true. But there's an asterisk behind that. The Chiefs were missing 3 starters. Of course, the Bucs should have dominated that. That was a no-brainer. This time, their O-line is healthy. And 4 out of 5. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the 5 techniques and the nose tackle deal with the Chiefs' interior. They're not trash. I'm going to tell you once again, just like I told y'all last week, if you try to play the Chiefs line like they're not good, you're in for a rude awakening. Go watch the tape. As a whole, don't just pick out plays, them as a whole unit. The weakest link is Andrew Wiley. So if you downplay the Chiefs O-line, good luck. Now, not saying there is no perfect O-line in the NFL. Every O-line struggle. I've seen this throughout the NFL for the first 3 weeks. No matter who the quarterback is, every O-line struggles. There's no such thing as a perfect O-line. Even the Chiefs O-line, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Rams, there's no such thing as that. Every O-line struggles. Injuries or missing the blitz pickup. The Chiefs did it last week against the Colts. That is a game that the Bucs should be really looking at. DeForest Buckner, his last name Stewart, number 90, was causing havoc in the middle, and they blitzed a little bit too. No, Shaquille Leonard either. I'll get to that. Like I told you about the Bucs O-line. That's the 5 techniques and the nose tackle. The only thing that concerns me is that the ability to pass rush consistently. I said this before the season started, and we saw that. If the Bucs don't blitz, can the Bucs get pressure with just rushing 4 or rushing 5? That's 2 outside linebackers and 3 down linemen. Or they go 2 outside linebackers and 2 down linemen. Once again, the Bucs get plenty of pressure when they blitz. When they don't blitz, the production drops. So the Chiefs O-line is 4 out of 5 is pretty good. If the Chiefs are playing at the level that they should be playing as the O-line, if you got 4 O-linemen that are good, you got an all-pro center and an all-pro left guard, you got a Pro Bowl left tackle, and you got a rising top 10, top 15 right guard. It's very important the Bucks get pressure. And unfortunately, blitzing Patrick Mahomes is you're taking a risk, because if you don't get him, he scrambles. He throws the ball. Can Todd Bowles draw up the scheme that he had in the second half against the Packers? That's the Bucks defense you want to see against the Chiefs. Offense. You notice how I started out with the trenches first, right? Because that matchup, to me, is the biggest in this game. On both sides. We'll get to the other side in a second. We'll get to the Bucks O-line versus Chiefs D-line. Okay? So the Bucks got to play like they played in the second half against the Packers, against the Chiefs, for 4 quarters, not 2. 4. It's going to take 4 quarters to beat the Chiefs. You're not beating the Chiefs with just 2. And if you beat them with 2, that means the Chiefs, turnovers, not playing well, right? But it's hard to beat a team like that if you don't play 4 quarters. At a minimum, 3. Got to play it. Not saying you got to be perfect, but they need to have a lot of punts. I hate that stupid dance. But we're going to see what happens. Big matchups. Vita Vea, Creed Humphrey, top 5 center. No excuse. And there's no refuting that. That's a fact. Creed Humphrey, all pro center. Top 5. Don't get mad at me. Watch tape. Go look at the analysts. Don't just look at Pro Football Focus. Go look at the tape and the analysts, former players, O-line, NFL analysts. Creed Humphrey, top 5. Don't get mad at me. It's facts. Facts over feelings. Joe Thuney, top 5, top 7 left guard. That's a fact. Don't get mad at me. You can spin it how you want to spin it with Creed Humphrey and Joe Thuney. Oh, they're not really top 5. They're not really that good. Okay. I'm not going to believe you over tape. I'm giving you objective thoughts. You don't have to believe me. Go watch yourself. Go listen to the analysts. Not saying you got to believe everything they say, but listen to what they say and you go watch tape. And you tell them, or you can tell yourself, he's not top 5. You can make yourself believe that, but that's not true. Orlando Brown, top 15 left tackle, which is solid, right? Don't get mad at me. Trey Smith, they talk highly about him all the time. He was a steal. Oh, what, the 6th round from Tennessee? 7th round, something like that. He had the talent. It just had some medical conditions. And looks like he got that under control. He's good. The Bucks got in the trenches their hands cut out for them. Or it's gonna be fun to watch the matchups. It's very important that those 3 down linemen, when they actually run the true 3-4, do something. Now, pass blocking wise, the Chiefs are going to be solid, right? Like Mike 82, man, be safe out there, man. Enrique, appreciate it, man. Now the Chiefs running game, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's not even really the O-line; it's the running backs. Chiefs running backs. Remember Clyde Edwards-Helaire? I was like, oh yeah, he ain't looking good. And oh, by the way, the Bucks, former Buck player Ronald Jones is the 4th-string running back for the Chiefs. You don't think they picked his brain for the Bucks playbook? I'm pretty sure they did. The Chiefs running game is pretty much non-existent because they rely on a passing game. Not saying the O-line can't run block, but when you watch the tape, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not. He's a first round. He was the last pick in the first round. I thought he was going to be good for that offense, catching and running, but he's going this way. And I'm surprised they're not getting Jared McKinnon and Isaac Pacheco more touches, more explosive backs. When I watch the tape, Pacheco and McKinnon is more explosive than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he can't really play third down because he's small, because he can't run block. I mean, he can't pass block. As good as he is, he just has limitations. Like Darian Sproles. He's not as fast as Sproles, but you can only do so much with him. I actually thought he was going to be really good in that offense. No. They got Ronald Jones, though. Don't be surprised he played. Right? Don't be surprised the Chiefs know the playbook. Offensively and defensively. And also, as I transitioned over to the receiving and tight ends for the Chiefs, Justin Watson plays for the Chiefs. 4th-string wideout. And he gets playing time. The irony, right? When the Chiefs signed Ronald Jones and Justin Watson, we already knew what that was about. They were looking ahead. The Chiefs been game planning for this game since the offseason when they signed Justin Watson and Ronald Jones. They circled this game. That's why they picked those 2 guys up. They didn't pick those 2 guys up to be significant contributors. Now, Justin Watson is getting playing time. He's getting more playing time than he got with the Bucks. He's getting more playing time with the Chiefs than he had with the Bucks. Actually got a touchdown catch. Yes, he beat J.C. Jackson. All-pro corner. Good move, too. Where was that with us? Where was that production with us? Because when he played for us, man, yes, he burnt J.C. Jackson. Yep. Nice throw by Mahomes, too. They signed him. He playing. When he played for us, every time they threw the ball to Justin Watson, it was seemed like it was an interception. Right, pick 6. Out route. He goes to the Chiefs, he getting catches. Don't be surprised he played. Of course he gonna play. He gonna get a catch or 2 as well. Watch. And they like to throw him the deep ball. Watch. Because he gonna tell them exactly what type of defense they running in certain plays and certain formations. He probably told Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, when they line up like this with like this and like that, they like to run this coverage. Yep. Now the other receivers, Valdez Scantling and Juju Smith and Nico Hartman, Sky Moore, the rookie from Wyoming. Not a great receiving corps. Not bad either, right? It's okay. Not bad. Average at best. I've seen worse receiving corps than this. Like, they got 3 receivers that are average, right? Nicole Hardman, Juju Smith, and Valdez Scantling. But we know the engine on the offense when it comes to the passing game, right? So before I get to that, now the Bucs cornerbacks shouldn't have much of a problem with Valdez Scantling and Juju Smith and Nicole Hardman and Justin Watson and Sky Moore, Carlton Davis, Antoine Fitt Jr. in the slot, Jamel Dean, all playing well. Well, Jamel Dean and Winfield Jr. is playing at a whole nother level. But as we saw last week, Romeo Dobbs, Aaron Rodgers. You don't think the Chiefs gonna do something like that? That was with no Sammy Watkins, no Christian Watson. They did it with old man Randall Cobb, Romeo Dobbs, Robert Tonyan, Alan Lazard. And the Chiefs receivers, they're actually faster. So there will be some deep balls. Those scrambled deep balls that Mahomes like to throw. But they don't have the explosion, though. The engine is Travis Kelce. Levante David, Winfield Jr., Logan Ryan, Mike Edwards are going to cause havoc in the middle of the field. Throw the ball in the middle of the field if you want to. Yeah, Christian Watson's from Tampa. Oh, right outside Tampa. But shout out to Christian Watson, though. Watson. Throw the ball in the middle of the field if you want to. Patrick Mahomes. Your receivers better produce. They better have a Romeo Dobbs type game. One of them, maybe 2 of them. If you put that pressure on Travis Kelce, Levante David can cover Travis Kelce. Fun matchup. You're not going to put Devin White on Travis Kelce. No. Devin White's going to be blitzing. Now, the Chiefs' interior O-line is much better than the Packers' interior. So Devin White, stop blitzing straight up and down. Find angles around the guard. That delayed blitz, the Packers figured it out. The Packers figured out Devin White's delayed blitz. And what triggers this blitz is they line Devin White up slightly in front of Levante David. Offset. Devin White is more close to the line, and Levante David, obviously the cover linebacker, is about a yard or 2 back, which triggers a blitz coming from Devin White. Don't be surprised the Chiefs use the running backs as far as those flare routes and those screens and stuff like that, like the Packers did, or motion, stuff like that. The Chiefs will run jet sweeps They will run the shovel pass, all that stuff. Nico Hardman, jet sweep. Valdez Skin, jet sweep. Juju Smith, jet sweep. The Chiefs are running sideways all day. Edwards-Helaire, Flair. McKinnon, Pacheco, if they use them more, they can do it. They can do what the Packers did. Not to that now, as far as at the level, I don't know. I doubt it, but I'm just saying. They have a funny offense this year. It's more boxed in. For Travis Kelce, Levante David, great matchup. 2 Hall of Famers. Let's be real. 2 Hall of Famers. And you got to factor in Logan Ryan. Factor in Logan Ryan as well. Well, and overall, the Bucs secondary should be fine, right? They ain't gonna do bad. They'll give up some plays. Nobody's perfect, right? It happens, right? It's football. But I think the Bucs defense will fare well. Right? They should, right? Number 1 defense in the NFL. For a reason. Right? All right. Davis. Now let's flip to the other side. Bucs offense versus Chiefs defense. I'm going to go through this because I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. Let me speed this up. So, Tom Brady, he gets Mike Evans back. Most likely Julio Jones back. So that's a relief. So we don't have to look at Brashard Perriman and Scotty Miller and Darden playing roles that they should not be playing. But unfortunately, it's always the next man up. And the roster is top 5, so they should have produced. But they didn't. We're not as deep as we thought we were. After the first 4, they're a drop-off. It's a drop-off. Major drop-off. But that's expected when you go to the receiver 5 and 6 and 7, right? Happens. From 4 to 5, from the number 4 receiver versus the number 5, 6, and 7, that's a big drop-off. We top heavy, basically. Now the Bucs receivers. They should be able to be more productive now that Mike Evans is back. Julio is going to play, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to really play him super heavy. I hope, because you got to keep him healthy because he's missed 2 games already. Yes. 2. Already. Told y'all. But he going to play. Got to be careful with that PCL. Got to be careful with the PCL. Now, the Chiefs cornerbacks, Rashad Felton, Snead. They got a rookie, Watson. The rookie's playing better than the veterans, than Denton and Snead. The Bucs should attack Snead and Fenton. That should be no problem. Now, I don't know how the Bucs are going to run the offense this week, being that it's, Julio coming back and Evans coming back. Is it going to be more aggressive? Are they going to throw at Fenton and Snead? Which they should. I saw the tape. They are not. Their rookie, Watson, is better. He's the best cornerback they got. It's crazy, right? They also have 2 pretty good safeties. Now, we just saw 2 last week with Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage. So this week, Tom Brady and the Bucs receivers will have to go against Justin Reed and Juwan Thornhill. 2 decent safeties. And we know Justin Reed's pretty good, right? And Thornhill is pretty good as well. So their safety is good. I like their safeties. Solid. But the Bucs receivers should be able to move the ball. The Bucs should be able to move the ball through the air. We should see a more productive passing attack. If basically that's what I'm saying. Should be more productive. Right? But we'll see. Now, the Chiefs linebackers, the linebackers, Nick Bolton, pretty good. Missouri, SEC. Willie Gay, not playing. He's been suspended. Mississippi State, the SIP. Willie Gay's pretty good. Suspended. It's a blow. The Bucs should attack the linebackers outside of Nick Bolton. Now, Nick Bolton's good. He's good. I will stay away from him. Watch the tape. He be flying all over the field. Play fast. Smart guy, too. I like him. Missouri, he was causing problems. But be careful with that guy. He's hard-nosed. He's a thumper. He can cover. He can hit you. He can blitz. He can do it all. He's going to play. He's going to be playing. But the other linebackers, they're not good. Cochran, Chenal, not feeling that at all. Not feeling it at all. Feeling it. Ugh. But we'll see how the Bucs passing game looks against the Chiefs back 7. Or back 8. Back 6, back 7, back 8. Now, as we move forward to the Chiefs D-line versus the Bucs O-line, this is where another problem area for the Bucs lie at. I'm going to go down this list, and you tell me who has the advantage. Chiefs D-line versus the Bucs O-line. We're talking about 5 players versus 4. Frank Clark versus Brandon Walden or Donovan Smith? Oh, we got a Chiefs fan here. What's up, buddy? Lego my ego. Chiefs fan, what's the deal? Look, man, I'm talking about your team. Can you give me some more insight on your team? What do we need to watch out for? Do you want to come into the locker room, buddy? Do you want to come here live and stand and have a little screen right next to me, a split screen, and discuss about your team? Because we all want to know. Because I want to debate my team versus your team, my D line or our O line, my O line, the Bucs O line versus the Chiefs D line. You want to talk? Let's talk football. But let's get down to. Let me know if you want to come into the locker room. I send you the link, and I bring you on, man. And we can go back and forth and have a healthy debate about the Chiefs D-line versus the Bucs O-line. We could talk about matchups. Look what he said, man. He came in here talking noise. Oh, man. He chickened out, man. You chickened out, man. He said, I'm good, big dog. He said, I'm good, man. He said, I'm good, man. Oh, man. It'd have been nice to have a Chiefs fan up here talking about your team. But anyway, look, it's intimidating. Trust me. Once you get into the locker room, it's all good. You can relax. You have a conversation. You can grab you a drink or something like that. Get you something to eat. Have a healthy conversation, man. Don't even look at the chat. But Frank Clark. Against Brandon Walden or Donovan Smith. Frank Clark is a solid pass rusher. He can rush inside. He can rush outside. Shout out to Lego My Ego. My ego. Chiefs fan in the building. And tell some of your Chiefs fans to come into the chat. Go get them. Bring them. Go get them. Tell them Buck was like us waiting on them. They want to talk. Let's get in. But also, he's been playing pretty well too. He can rush inside, outside. Now, if Donovan Smith comes back, great. So we need that. It's an upgrade, right? We need that back, right? Brandon Walton was struggling a little bit. But overall, he didn't play bad. But I told y'all, some of these guys on the D-line, they're just going to overpower the Bucs O-line, pass rushing and run blocking, or rush defense. And behind Frank Clark is Carlos Dunlap, who can also rush inside and outside. Shout out to Carlos Dunlap, former Florida Gator, great. I like Carlos Dunlap. Long too. Long guy, big guy. He can also rush inside and outside. So the Bucs right side or the left side of the Bucs O-line, and Frank Clark is aggressive when he rush. Aggressive. And he's powerful. Saw him in Seattle. The left defensive end, George Karfalus from Purdue. Pretty good. For a rookie, pretty good. He's a hustle. I'm gonna keep coming at you. He reminds me a lot of a Max Crosby type energy. Right? He concussion protocol, yeah. If he plays. But they have, like I said, they have Dunlap and Frank Clark. So, but George Karlaftis, he got that Max Crosby energy, that Bosa energy, right? He just relentless, strong at the point of attack. He can set the edge. You can't really run at him consistently because he's strong. And I saw it at Purdue in Big Ten games. He's gonna be a problem. I like George Karfalus. I like him. I like good players, man. I like good players that play hard, that play the game right, they put the work in, and you see it on the field. And George Karfalus is one of those guys. He once he figure it out, he's gonna get a lot of sacks because he got a relentless motor. He's strong, stocky dude, stocky. About 6'4", nice size too. Solid, lean, strong, quick. But he got a concussion right now. So Max Crosby just longer than Max Crosby's arms, his arm length is ridiculous. Oh yeah, Trey Hendrickson too. Yeah, he got yeah. But look what the players we naming. He gonna be good. George Karfalus is gonna be good. He gonna be good. Also, Derek Nottie, he all right too, as a D tackle. And the guy behind him, Kalon Saunders, I've seen him get some pass rushing there too, man. So as much as we talk about the Chiefs and their defense, their D-line is not bad at all. Kind of got a little bit of Packers in them. Got some Packer D-line in them. Like, they got 3 guys, well, actually 4, that can consistently get pressure and rush the quarterback and stop the run. Saw it in the Colts. Jonathan Taylor didn't do anything. And the Colts got a pretty good O-line. Jonathan Taylor, Steve Spagnuolo, he had them boys playing. And they playing with a lot of confidence, and they blitz. Steve Spagnuolo, he blitzed people from all over the place, like Todd Bowles. And Spags always had 4 or 5 D linemen that can rush the passer. Remember? Yeah. And the last but not least, Chris Jones. Top 5 D tackle. Better than Vita Vea. Yes, he is. That's a fact. I know it's things, but that's the truth. Vita Vea is still good. Don't get me wrong. Vita Vea is up there. But Chris Jones is more of a D tackle than a nose tackle. So it's hard to compare both players because Chris Jones rushes the quarterback a lot better than Vita Vea. Way better. Not even close. And actually, Chris Jones is a little bit lighter than, like, Chris Jones is about 330, 335, 6'5". Vita Vea is like 6'4", 350. So as far as weight difference, 15 pounds is a big difference. But Chris Jones is a D tackle, 5 technique versus a nose tackle. And he can rush on the outside. As a 5 technique. You can put him in nose tackle. He'll do a good job there. And if you watch Chris Jones this season, every game he's played in, he's been a problem. That is going to be a problem because you know where Chris Jones is going to line up. Right over Luke Gedeke and Robert Hensley. May the force be with him. Because the way Chris Jones playing right now, yikes. Yikes. Game wrecker. Last week, he played very well outside of that stupid penalty. I don't even know what he said. So you know he hot about that. So that played a part of the Chiefs losing the game. It played a part. Chris Jones is going to be a major problem, whether we like it or not. Hopefully the Bucs O-line is not double teaming Derek Nottie or Kalon Sanders. Double Chris Jones. How about that? Consistently. All game, all night. How about that? Simple football 101. Identify the best D lineman and double team him. Oh, Chris Jones. I don't want to see Shaq Mason and Robert Hensley double teaming Derek Nada or Kalon Sanders. I don't want to see Hensley and Luke Gedeke double teaming the other guy. Now, it's always a consequence when you double team in one guy because that's one less guy that can help protect Grady, which means the other guys is going to have to hold up. So, however they're going to double team Chris Jones, whether it's Mason and Hensley or Hensley and Luke Gedeke, that's going to leave one-on-ones with everybody else. Now, we know about T-Wall. The T-Wall ain't no joke. That's Tristan Wirfs, by the way. But if Mason and Hensley double teaming Chris Jones, can Luke Gedeke hold up against Frank Clark and Carlos Dunlap? Can Donovan Smith, let's just say he plays, is he healthy enough with the hyperextended elbow with the brace to block Dunlap and possibly Karfalis if he not George Karfalis if he clears concussion protocol and Frank Clark, you know, and watching the Chiefs against a pretty decent Colts O-line. Little hands. I gotta honestly say, overall, the Colts O-line is better than the Bucs O-line. Overall, like all 5 together. The problem is the Bucs interior. Left guard, center. The last 2 weeks, the Bucs couldn't run the ball. The Chiefs just went against Jonathan Taylor, who's better than Leonard Fournette. The Bucs must run the ball. I don't care. Figure it out. You can't let them boys tee off on Brady because they hit Matt. I think they sacked him like 5 times. They pressured him like 37% of the snaps or the dropbacks. And that's a better O-line they went against. It's a better O-line than this week's O-line they're going against. So expect to see a lot of, or let's see if I can do it faster. Expect that. 1 more thousand, 2 more thousand. It's going to make the offense look so condensed and boring and run a 5-yard out. Run a 10-yard out. Run a 5-yard in. Slot guy, Beasley, run a 5-yard out. That's what it's going to look like. I repeat, the Chiefs D-line just went against the Colts O-line, which is much better than the Bucs O-line at this point. The Colts O-line is always talked about as a top 10 O-line. The Chiefs dominated them. Now they're going against an O-line with a banged up left tackle who might play, or if he don't play, Brandon Walton. A rookie left guard and a second-year center starting for the first time. It was his third game starting, or it will be his fourth game starting as a center. Who has the advantage? If you're a real football fan, who has the advantage in that matchup? Remember, it's all the trenches matter. Hashtag trenches matter. I know it stings, man. I haven't seen anything like everybody knows the Bucs O-line's a problem, which is the reason why the Bucs offense looked like that. A big part of the Bucs offense on why they look so O-line. Not Tristan Wirfs. I mean, the O-line as a whole. Yeah, and also injuries. And of course, the Mike Evans suspension. That's his fault. Now, will the Bucs O-line eventually get good? Of course, yeah. But as of right now, they can't run block. 2 games in a row. Now they're going against another aggressive defensive front with an aggressive defensive coordinator. Yeah. That's a recipe of, it's going to be a problem. Which is going to put a lot of pressure on the passing game. We will see some 3 and out. You will see some 3 and outs. That's unfortunate. The Bucs will not score every possession. It's not happening. Based on the offense that I've seen the last 2 weeks, they're not scoring every possession. They're going to struggle again. It'll look better, but they're going to struggle in some spots. They're going to struggle. And that's unfortunate. It's the honest truth. Now, Cole Keff, the 3 tight end set, but Cade Otton, I'm not sure if he's playing. I think he's going to play. I mean, it was personal issues. His mom passed away. My condolences. So I'm pretty sure he's going to play. Oh, I ain't going to say that, but hopefully he plays. So the Bucs can get back to the 3 tight end sets because Kyle Rudolph played last game for the first time. Had 1 catch against Jaire Alexander, who hurt his groin. Expect to see more 3 tight end sets. And there will be some passes out of that to Cameron Brate. He'll be more involved. I don't know if they're going to do with the rookies as far as, are they going to start throwing the ball like on a flat routes? You know, because Cade Otton doesn't go out for a lot of passes. Not a lot. Brate does. Brate is the passing receiver, which gives away what the Bucs are going to do depending on where he lines up, which is usually on the outside of the tight ends of the tackle. Or if they have 3 tight ends and have Cole Keff behind Cade Otton and then Brate on the outside of Cade Otton. Brate goes out for routes. He's not a great blocker. I saw it in all 22. He gets manhandled. And Cole Keff, sometimes he gets bashed at the point of attack. He doesn't finish the block sometimes. You got to get back to the week 1 Cole Keff. Get back to that. We need to see the week 1 Cole Keff. Not the week 2, not the week 3 Cole Keff. We need to see the week 1 Cole Keff. The 127-yard Fournette running game. Not the 67-yard and not the 35-yard Fournette. Fournette needs more than 12. I told you, Fournette is not a 12 carry back. I don't understand why. There shouldn't be no game that Fournette shouldn't have no less than 20 touches. Whether it's 15 carries, 5 catches, 20 carries, 3 catches. He should have over 20 touches a game. And to be honest with you, 20 carries a game, a minimum, at least. But for some strange reason, the Bucs have these brain fart games that they want to give him the ball 10 times and 12 times. Feed that man. He gets stronger as the game goes, and the Bucs gonna need to control the clock again. This game. Can't afford to lose this game. He needs to run for about 80 to 120 yards. And he needs to average over 4 yards a carry. This game to control the clock. Now, Bucs special teams has been playing pretty well, right? As far as coverage units. The Chiefs special teams has been a complete disaster. Harrison Buckner hurt. Now, he's questionable to play, but they had to cut their kicker. And then Sky Moore has not done a good job fielding kicks, punts. What did Derrick Brooks say about Fournette? What did Derrick Brooks say about Fournette? I didn't catch that. So the Bucs do have the advantage special teams wise. Ryan Suckup is playing good. Jake Comat is punting the ball good. The Bucs coverage units are good. The punt return unit, kick return unit, Now let's talk about coaching. Andy Reid versus Todd Bowles. Now, as a Bucs fan, we know Andy Reid is leaps and bounds better than Todd Bowles. We know that. That is not something new. That's not a surprise there. The Chiefs have the advantage coaching-wise. And usually, when these type of games come down to it, these tight, top-level teams comes down to who has the advantage at coaching, who can put together a better game plan. As much as y'all don't want to admit this, some of y'all, Andy Reid is far better coached than Todd Bowles. That is a major difference. It's not a close gap. Well, I mean, Todd Bowles is like right there. No, because there's no evidence that tells you Todd Bowles is even in the same circle as Andy Reid. Todd Bowles is not even in the same stratosphere as Andy Reid. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach, bar none. Todd Bowles is far from it. Far from it. Like Milky Way galaxy. I'm talking about the distance between the Earth and the sun at this point. So if you can convince yourself Todd Bowles is better coach than Andy Reid, please give me a reason. Give me the reasons why you think Todd Bowles is better than Andy Reid. And I'm not even hating on my team. I'm just giving you the raw truth. Now, I'll give you my prediction at the end, but I want to bring you guys on. I want you guys to talk about the game. I've done enough talking. I'll give you my prediction at the end. I literally broke everything down as much as I could. I'll give you my prediction at the end. The link is in the chat. What you got? Injuries. All right, let me see. I'm looking at the injury reports for both teams. Cade Otton, questionable. Rashard Perriman, questionable. Giovanni Bernard out. Akeem Hicks out, obviously. Josh Wells out. Julio Jones, questionable. Donovan Smith, still questionable. Chris Godwin out. Well, kind of still. No, questionable. I'm sorry, questionable. Trent McDuffie out, hamstring. I like him as a rookie too. Harrison Buckner, questionable, ankle. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Of course, Ryan Jensen out. Lucas Niang out, obviously. So, Cam Gill out, foot. So yeah, that's the updated injury report that I got so far. What's up, man?
What's up with you, boss?
Uh, I kind of went down the whole shebang.
I caught the tail end of it. I was doing some stuff with my boys before a little bit before they went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's a rematch. What I'm curious to see is like how the pass rush is gonna be Sunday. Last time we played them, they were without 3 offensive linemen. So can we get a rush without blitzing, or can we get a rush with 4? So that's gonna be the difference. Mahomes is now going to be forced to see, are you going to let him sit in the pocket or let him do what he normally does, roll to the right and just chuck it? I do think he got some receivers that actually can run routes now, even though you're missing Tyreek, that explosion, deep threat on run hitter. But I think Juju, he's a solid receiver. He can, run the route tree pretty well. You do have a speed guy and
Nico
the guy
Harley.
that, yeah. And what's the other guy that left Green Bay and got paid there too?
Valdez Scantling.
Yeah. So I mean, I would like to say that I think they'll take some calculated shots, but I wouldn't think they'll just try to go deep. I figured all week Ronald Jones is probably giving them much inside information as he could since he's there. I mean, and like I was joking with somebody the other day, I said Ronald Jones probably be cut after this game. That's the only reason he stayed on the roster.
And they got Justin Watson too.
Oh, yeah, he ain't nobody.
So he caught a touchdown against J.C. Jackson.
Yeah, okay, all right. I didn't see it, but
it was nasty too. He burned him too. He got him good.
I'm gonna have to go check it out then. But then JC wasn't that his first game back? I mean, I ain't making no excuse. If he beat him, because every corner's gonna get beat, whoever they are, at some point. But I like I said, I think the defense is still gonna have to carry the load. Even if you're still seeing limited participation with Chris Godwin and Julio, I still just don't I don't see our offense coming around just yet. Give it a few more weeks. So I think he's gonna just, approach is gonna be as always, play good defense and run the ball. Now if Godwin plays, and I don't know how much of a factor he will be because you still gotta be cautious with the hamstring, But my biggest concern with them, like I say every week, what I'm looking at is Chris Jones and the other defensive linemen, how they gonna do it up front against the Bucs, and can they handle him, or are they gonna allow him to penetrate up the middle and allow Brady not to step up in the pocket? Is gonna be the key to this game. So, but are they gonna play the game? I mean, when would they have the final word of if they're gonna play in Tampa, or would they move the game to a new?
They should have that final word by tomorrow, Friday. I mean, I don't think they're gonna wait to the end on Sunday, like to tell everybody, "Oh, the game is gonna."
I mean, they should know something about Friday. I think they'll announce it, because if they have to go to Minnesota, I would think they would fly out Friday, just to,
Right.
But I'm like, how they gonna fly? Because from Miami to Minnesota, like I don't know the path they would take, but like the way the storm is going,
What they do, I'm pretty sure they gave them contingency plans. Like the Bucs had, they got a team together that they got all that logistic stuff covered. So I think the Bucs are prepared to, because they moved from, they got out of Tampa to practice during the week. They went down south, pretty much further south. So they aware of what's going on. They're just trying to waiting on the word from the NFL to see what's next, because they still in the air. Like, we don't know until we see the damage. So I mean, it could be unsafe for the city of Tampa, not just Raymond James, but just the city of Tampa.
Yeah, it
You know,
could be.
it could be like power lines and trees and power out, and you know what I'm saying, flooding and all that. So you can't think about the game as far as like, oh, the game is important. Like you got to think about it from a humanity standpoint of humans.
Yeah, does it make So um I mean, other than that, I think it's still gonna be still a big game.
Mm-hmm.
That I think, it's gonna be interesting to see. I still think that Kansas City defense is okay. I'm not gonna say they slouch or anything like that. Can we get in a rhythm and can we, take it make the plays and execute and play a solid game? That's gonna be the question.
Mm-hmm.
Three, like I said, 3 touchdowns in 3 games. Like, I don't know if you heard, but Aaron, you saw what Aaron Rodgers said after the game
The
Sunday.
jumbotron, the jumbotron.
No, didn't he say we knew that we had to come in and score with like 21 points? Like he said,
Oh, oh yeah,
like
he mentioned something like that.
I was, when he said it, I was just like, I couldn't say he was taking a shot, but I was just like, damn,
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
Aaron Rodgers, he's a smart guy. He's not,
yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
everybody took it as he was taking a jab, but then when you sit there and think about it, I was like, damn, he got a
bruh,
point.
he got a point. He actually was telling the truth. Like
I
we
mean,
don't have
because the
to.
offense, like, you go back to the Dallas game, you had everybody in there. You were struggling in the red zone. And that's, who's to say they won't struggle in the red zone Sunday? I hope that's not the case. Believe me.
Right,
I hope Fournette, just he can run well and go through the holes, and you rotate the backs in, don't just, run him to death.
right.
Um, but I think, I don't know if you mentioned it or not. Do you think the playbook opens up a little bit more that Evans is back this week?
Possibly Julio Jones too.
He practiced limited last week and he showed he saw he was a game time decision. So
Here's the
I'm
thing. Check this out. It's interesting. With the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs have scored uh quite a bit in the first quarter, and as the game uh passes by, they tend to tail off.
yeah, they're just getting cruise control basically.
Mm-hmm. And then the
You know.
Bucks,
Yeah. Now that's gonna be the thing. Can they? I think our defense is good enough to keep them from getting off to a hot start. I do believe that. I think the defense, but I just don't. I wonder, are they going to be like, okay, we're going to come in with the mindset, we're going to keep 2 deep back, we ain't giving up nothing deep. We'll give you the middle of the field. But I just don't. I don't think they'll. I don't think that'll be part of the game plan. That's why I say if they take a shot deep, it'll be calculated. Like they have to
mm-hmm.
set up for it. But then again, this is an Andy Reid offense, and him calling the plays, like he gonna air it out all day. He don't believe in running the ball.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
um,
It's gonna be interesting to see how the Bucks game plan against, well, it's offensively and defensively. Um, it just got to get better.
yeah, and I'm not. It's just we don't know. We were so accustomed the last 2 years. The offense that we had was it was explosive. Like we were looking for the big plays. Like you got them every game,
Mm-hmm.
nearly every game. You had a big explosive play. We haven't seen. We've seen it, but it's not been consistent enough, in my opinion. What the longest
And
play?
Patrick Mahomes has only thrown one interception.
If you like you said, like you going against Patrick Mahomes and Rodgers, do they really turn the ball over like that? They ain't gonna put the ball in harm's way. That's another thing you have to think of. And we actually got to hold on to the ball. Make sure the center and quarterback exchange is done well. And then I don't know if you noticed this. You notice how like on short yardage plays, you ain't really seen Brady doing no quarterback sneaks. Normally it's just boom, he'll do it real quick, or is he like it ain't the right time to do that, or he want to do it on the goal line, or because I know what was it? I know one play they had when it was 4th and 1. I just like, yeah, Brady will find some way to go up in there, or is it because Jensen's not there? He don't trust to do that little quarterback sneak.
Mm-hmm. You know, That's a good thing too. It hasn't done it this year yet.
I mean, or he's really banged up, like he say he's really feeling it. I'm just
Wait,
like,
every Wednesday he gets off.
well, he actually practiced today. That's what was so crazy. They said he was a full participant today on the injury report.
Oh,
That's why I was just like, wait a minute, didn't they just say every Wednesday he's off? So I was just like, why is he a full participant on Wednesday? Even though that's really like I mean, that's really Thursday and Friday are your install days, but it's more or less Wednesday is like I wouldn't say I mean, they do a walkthrough every day, but Wednesday is like, you do two games, somewhat.
Also, some in the chat, Jay Ellis said Mahomes has the most dropped interceptions this season too, and he had it last year too. So he does put the ball in harm's way. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like that's not an actual stat. Like dropped
Yeah,
interceptions.
I really, I don't really I don't really pay
But
mind to that.
that you can do that for any quarterback.
Yeah,
Like
and I mean, think about, I mean, hell, I mean, who's to say like, well, I mean, just to counter that, well, if you throw it to the receiver, it hit him dead in the hand, but it pops out and it goes to the DB hand, it still go down as an interception.
that's
I
a
mean,
stat.
and you
That's
still want to point the blame at the quarterback. So, I mean, it's you know, I,
interesting too. The Chiefs are seventh in the NFL in yards, total yards, and like as far as yards itself, and then they're fourth in points.
what is
Uh,
the what they
third
rank now?
third in
What is
touchdowns, 11 touchdowns, third in touchdowns. Very interesting to see the breakdown.
what does the third down offense look like? What does the third down conversion look like?
I haven't got to that part yet.
Oh, okay.
The There's six in the NFL in passing yards, touchdown passes, third. Passing attempts, they're not in the top 10 in passing attempts, but they're in the top 10 in touchdowns and yards. Interesting. So the attempts went down, but they're still scoring. Interesting.
But they can't run, and the thing is they can't run the ball to save their life. That's
Oh,
that's what
so in rushing yards, I'll give you this. They are um bottom. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bottom 11,
yeah.
and they actually in front of the Bucks.
Well, I can't say much about us then. You
Wow,
know,
wait a minute. Let me look at that again. As far as yards, the Bucks have 258. And the Chiefs have 279.
okay.
Wow.
I mean, like I say, we win. I mean, you win it the last 2 weeks. The Bucks have went against two stout defenses. I can't knock that. Well, let me rephrase that. They went against two good defenses. I have to say that.
Front sevens.
Not, yeah, I'm not gonna say just I'm not gonna give say Green Bay is
I saw.
top.
Why did the
It,
Bucks take advantage of Green Bay's rush defense, man? I'm just trying to figure that out.
Bruh, bruh. How many times we done seen that in the last 10 years? It's like, I mean, this go all the way back to Dort Cutter playing the Raiders, worst pass offense, and we can't even get over 175 yards. Worst pass offense in the NFL that year, and you can't even get 200 yards passing.
And the
I
Bucks
mean,
are averaging 3.4 yards a carry. The Chiefs are averaging 4.1 yards a carry.
now I think the team. I do believe going forward for the next few weeks, as long as if D line stays the way it is, I believe teams are gonna try to come in and attempt to establish the run game against Tampa's. With having so many guys, having a couple of players out, is. I mean, I get it. Via's a run stuffer. But when he comes out, it's felt. When he comes out, and what's your boy come in?
My Sneed.
Yes, the other one, Steve and Nacho. When they
You talking about Bucks defense line. You talking about
yeah,
Logan Hall, Nacho,
yeah,
Nassib, and Anthony Nelson.
mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like you can feel the effect, but overall, like I think like long as Via's in there, Levante and Devin, they'll be able to roam free easily because Via's gonna take up 2 blocks. One is gonna go free.
It's the thing about it is I'm not too concerned. I'm not concerned about the defense though. It's just I'm looking at these offensive numbers, man. 4.8 yards per play. That's let me see, 32, 31, 28th in the NFL. 4.8 yards per play. That's not even average.
Really?
That's not even average.
What about? Let me ask you this: where do how many do they have? How many turnovers do they? Mahomes only got one interception, right?
One interception.
And how many fumbles have they lost?
Let's see. So they have 3 total turnovers, 1 interception, and 2 fumbles.
Wow.
It's amazing. The Bucs offense has been, I mean, injuries and it just.
I mean, even with the injuries, I still think. I expect you would think our offense would still be a little better than what it is. Like you really would think that because you got Brady, you have one decent receiver out there. I mean, but I get it. Last week you didn't have much to work with. The likes of Bernard Perriman, Scotty Miller, and Russell Gage. But I mean, do you even think Russell Gage would have a game like that anymore the rest of this year? I mean, I know he got $30 million, but you think he's gonna get?
Well, with everybody healthy, he doesn't have 12 catches.
Yeah, he don't have 12 targets. Like I don't even see that unless it's just a matchup they can exploit and they just take full advantage of it. Like I don't even see that going forward.
Oh my gosh, the Bucs numbers are horrible.
I'm telling you, bro. Like it's hard to believe, and
it's hard. It's really hard to believe. Like it's hard to believe this. Their red zone, they only converting 40% in the red zone.
The red zone is nasty. Because I mean, I didn't think like the Dallas game. I mean, I get it was week 1, but I was just like, yo, we was in the red zone multiple times. I thought at least we was gonna punch it in more than once. Instead of just running that, that fade to Mike, even though that's a high percentage throw that he can catch because his matchups and size, but you would think most when we get in the red zone, we'll be higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if it's because you can't get your tight ends involved. I don't know if they want to turn those, like you take advantage of the rookie tight ends and use them, or just letting them block.
Right.
This is but amazing. I do expect another 2 tight end set. You know what I'm saying? Like for the week, but I do believe that I still do believe the Bucs have enough to win. I do believe that.
They only have the ball 29 minutes a game. They're not controlling the clock. Even though they've been running, like the first game, they ran the ball very well. They ran the ball 24 times against the Saints, and then 12 times against the Packers, and they only have the ball 29 minutes per game.
And I get, like I said, the Saints, they had to work for the rushing yards. They had to work for that. Mm-hmm. Packers, I thought they would have. I thought they still, even though they were behind, I thought you still would have been able to run the ball and get back in the game regardless and not abandon.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like, I still didn't get that. But then it's like the only time my offense can move, like get in gears, like, okay, we got to get into a 2-minute mode. Like it's like clock management, like 2-minute mode right before the half, or the Green Bay game, like they just actually moved the ball. And I was just like, okay, y'all wait to damn near the end of the game to finally move it. I'm just like, I've been moving like this the whole game. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get it. You had like a fumble, he had some breaks there, but I mean, I don't know if we just have to. I mean, I had the highest of expectations. Like I said, this Super Bowl a bust. I mean, I think that's fair enough to say. I don't think that we'll win every game or we're supposed to score on every single play that's called, but at least have an expectation like, hey, we can execute. Get a few, 4 yards every play easily. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I mean,
it's just amazing when you start like looking at it. Like wow, like. But I will say the Bucs special teams coverage units. I'm looking at their opponent's punt return yards allowed. The Bucs have only given up 18 yards punt return total, which is good. And then the kickoff return yards, the Bucs have only given up. That's Mike. Okay. Well, the Bucs have given up 142, which is let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7th in the NFL of kickoff return yards allowed.
Okay.
So punt return wise, they're doing a great job coverage wise. It's the kickoffs.
Just like they can break. Like as long as nobody break one, I think we cool because we ain't seen nobody break one in a while. Even though I don't have the highest of trust in Keith Armstrong, but
I definitely don't.
I mean, we just got to. I mean, but can we get some? I mean, when are we gonna actually have break a big return, kick return, and punt return?
I'm waiting to see it, man.
I mean, I get that's why they put White back there for him to be able to get in the game and have the ability to touch the ball more a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I mean, do I just say, hey, I mean, he got speed for a reason. Can you put Scotty back there, or if he get hit on kick return, he gonna be hurt. I mean, I get. I mean, if he can make one cut and see the lane and go, then why not try him out there?
Right. Exactly. I'm very curious to see how this all turns out moving forward.
Now depending on how this go, now is Scotty even gonna be considering what happened last week, Sunday, is Rudolph and Scotty Miller gonna be on the inactive list Sunday?
That's a good question. If Julio and Evans is back.
Huh?
Interesting.
So like I said, I mean that, and then too, I'm just curious with this game coming up. You're saying you have several different packages where you feature more of Sean Murphy Bunting, or has he just worked his way out this last year of his contract where he ain't really gonna see the field like that? Because a part of me don't buy that, like, saying that they got other packages for him, because I'm just like, what other packages are better? Because what we seeing now is working. You got Whitfield Jr. in the slot, Logan Ryan back there, like how that mixture of how you using those two, and then having Mike Edwards back there at safety, like it's working. I mean, Jamel is playing good ball right now.
Like I said, he's not going to play until somebody gets hurt. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I do feel like Dean is playing. Like I feel like Dean is playing good right now because it's a contract year for him. I actually said that before.
Yeah, I was really good on contract. Yeah, I was really good on contract years.
Yeah, I said he gonna play his butt off because I think if they let him touch free agency, I mean I know this is getting a little ahead of everything, but I always say I think he would have. I don't think he'll get a big time contract, but he'll have a market though. I think teams would inquire about him. So.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, they're gonna. I mean, got to. He puts up a good year. You're gonna have to inquire. You're gonna be like, oh, let me see. Yeah, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get a contract.
Yeah,
Mike Edwards,
Murphy
Bunn, Jamel Dean, they're all up for contracts.
Yeah, definitely.
So not keeping all three of them because we still got to sign Levante for extension. Tristan Wirfs coming up, Antoine Winfield Jr. coming up, Devin White. So it's gonna be hard to keep all.
I mean, the thing is, when you look at that, who takes pride out of those guys that you just spoke of? Like, who would be more? Hey, we got to make sure we bring this person back. I would say it go Winfield, then Devin White, and so on. Is the way I see it. I mean, but I think they're gonna have to, with that cap situation. Hey, you gonna have to build through the draft.
Tom Brady at $35 million cap hit. I'm pretty sure they'll put some void years to that, but still, you still got to pay him $35 million.
Well, everybody got. I mean, every contract they signed the last 2 years is loaded with voided years on it. Like everybody that's gotten an extension since 2020 or a new contract got 2 years voided years on it.
Do you want to see? Let me ask you this question: do you want to see more Rachaad White?
If he's up to it, let me put it to you like that. I get it. He got to get his feet wet, learn how to just hit the road and go. Yes, I would like to see him more if they're gonna play him. Like I said, I don't want you to run Fournette into the ground. I feel like late in the year, that's when you're really gonna need him, like the back end of the season. So yes, I would say right now, yeah, if you can get him in there early and get him going, like early first quarter, second quarter, but let Fournette close out the game, then yeah. Because I mean, if it's going, because usually because think about the Rams game, how Fournette started out them 2 big runs, and they never really went back to him like that. Like I'm just like, how do y'all not see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff I want them to be able to pay attention to, and then know when to change up the pace with a back. But I also feel like this. I don't want him to come in there and it's a dead giveaway what they're about to do. That's the other thing. I'll be concerned about, because when he comes in, sometimes he'll motion out and it go to 5 wide or something like that, or it's gonna be a pass play.
Mm-hmm.
And then too, how would you grade his pass blocking?
It's about it's kind of hard to grade the pass blocking because everything is so condensed.
Because like the backs have to block, but it's just like, do we really get to gauge it because like Brady gets the ball out so quick, like how he goes through his progression, and this was rarely, but some of them plays Brady already predetermined where he's going with the ball when he break the huddle, like he already know where he's going with the ball.
Right.
So that's another. Speaking of that, I need Cameron Brate to wake up.
I mean, he was used more against the Packers. I think he can be used a little bit more. I mean, they need some production on that tight end. They keep stirring this Gronkowski coming back.
Gronk is what that don't even make sense. And then this is my thing: the Bucks don't even have his rights still. You do know he is a unrestricted free agent. Like they could say he's in talks, but who's to say somebody can't come in there and say, "Hey, the Bucks want to give you $7 million prorated. Hey, we'll come in and prorate $9 million for you. What you gonna do then?" Yeah, I mean, Gronk can say all that about, "Oh, I only want to play with Tom Brady," but money talk. I mean,
I don't think the media is gonna let this go until the season's over with. To be honest with you.
I mean, Gronk out there partying and drinking and smoking, so
commercials and he got a podcast.
I don't see him coming back. I
took it as face value. I took it as face value. I took it exactly for what it was. He gone. You know what I'm saying?
Grunk's body is banged up again. He needed to sit out, let his body fully heal, because he played through a couple injuries last season. He missed 3 or 4 games with that
the ribs.
Rib. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he.
So let me say this though. Minnesota has been chosen as the contingency site for the Bucks and Chiefs game.
Yeah, I saw that because they playing in London this week.
Saints in London. Yeah. So there you go. Minnesota will be the site if the game is not played in Tampa. Officially, that's been chosen as. I'm going to look up some updates on Raymond James. Is there any structural damage?
I mean, the power still goes. They probably may go through with the game. But I just want everybody to be safe, if they do, if it don't make sense to play it, just go ahead and make the move. I kind of thought they would have made that decision, maybe by today or tomorrow instead of by Friday.
And it's funny you mentioned that because the Jeff Miller the NFL senior vice president of health and safety policy said the rematch of the game, right, the Bucks and Chiefs game, is still on for Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, but it will be moved to Minnesota if necessary. But there's no timeline to decide.
Don't make sense.
What do you mean no timeline?
You got to make a decision within the next 24 to 36 hours on what you're going to do, because no matter how you put it, teams going to have to travel. Now, I mean, I don't know how the Bucks traveled to Miami. I'm assuming they either took a bus or they flew down there, like took a team charter flight for it to be easy. But I would.
So, news was reported winds are gusting of 44 miles an hour at Raymond James. Yeah. So, I mean, it has the storm hasn't fully it's not gone yet. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at what tomorrow, Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Still gonna be raining and winds and stuff. Then Friday, like you gotta make a decision, man. Like,
I mean, it should be done. What by? I mean, it may hit land today. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, you should have an idea Thursday, but Friday, hands down, you should know. Even Thursday evening, matter. I mean, honestly, I'm expecting them to say something tomorrow night. That's when a decision should be made tomorrow night.
Hopefully. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, no rush to decide. Like, what you mean? Like, what you mean? What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, Isaiah?
I wasn't even looking at the down until I seen you popped up, man. I wasn't even looking down. I was talking with Big Buck about the game and everything. What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm right here in the middle of Orlando, where it's going down at right now. Half of Orlando is out without power right now.
Half Orlando.
Like literally, I'm talking like maybe 2 blocks. Like it's crazy. I'm gonna try to show y'all this real quick. Like I have lights right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. I'll turn my front porch light on. If I can figure out how to turn this damn camera around.
There should be a flip button, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if that flips it or if it. Oh, anyway, I'll be able to show you anyway. Like you can see, and you won't be able to see very much, but it's like in my neighborhood over here, you can it's lights right there, right here.
Right.
As I go this way, well not this way, but over there it's like completely black.
Oh yes, yeah.
This is the road. Like I've been on the street. There's houses that go all the way down there. And it's back up. It's like no water over there, but it ain't too bad over here. But like all the downtown Orlando, I was watching on the news. It's like some of it flooded. All Fort Myers.
So are you like in Orlando, or you can send me outside? Are you outside?
I live in Orlando. I live in between Orlando and like Ocoee, which is
okay, right outside. Yeah.
But literally, like downtown is like 10 minutes from my house. Take me 10 minutes to drive.
Right. So there's half of Orlando is out of power.
Yeah. I mean, as you can see, look, like
let's see that.
This is Orlando right here. Like my house, I'm like, well, it just changed. I'm probably like about right here, this area, and downtown is like right through here. So this is I-4. This line right here.
Right.
So it's like all of this. This whole section here is out right now. That's what
my gosh! And the storm hasn't even really passed over.
All the way here. It's not even supposed to be to where I'm at. It's 11 to 2 a.m.
So 2 a.m.
On top of us at 2 a.m. And it's like 50 to 52, 61. You can see, I can't see. Look, Orlando, 61 miles per hour winds right now. And that's in downtown. And half of downtown, these people, these news people.
And the storm will be over the top of y'all in the early morning hours.
Early morning we're on the curfew from right now 10 to 6 a.m. Like you ain't even allowed to leave. Well, people don't do what they want, but
so the storm has lost some power. I mean, as far as speed wise, right?
Speed wise, it slowed down. It went from a cat 3. It's still 3 right now. But it's just more likely right now. It's more with the winds are picking up and the rain the winds is what the biggest problem. You know, they knock over trees, hit power lines, and that's what causes the power go out. But over in Tampa and Fort Myers, like South Tampa and Fort Myers, like over the bridge, when you get to that bridge, all of that, not the bridge, but all of them neighboring.
Yeah, Fort Myers is like
underwater.
horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, the game, like we say, until Sunday night. If it's, if it goes into late tomorrow, it'll be out of that Tampa area. But the flood, they don't know how long it's gonna take the water to go down, and then to clean up the city. Like, I don't think it's gonna be ready come Sunday to make the game. That's the problem. Even if the water gonna be gone, I don't think getting to the stadium from half of the, from Hillsborough side, you ain't even gonna be able to come from that side because that whole side gonna be destroyed. Now everything coming from Orlando side, you probably be better off.
Because people coming in to the game.
Yeah.
So the storm is going 8 miles an hour. It's not fast.
That's very slow.
Very slow. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. And living in Tampa for 20 years myself,
you know what it's like.
How it works.
Yeah.
That's just flooding and trees everywhere.
Exactly.
Cables everywhere.
That St. Pete, like over there in St. Pete, like going around the baseball stadium, the whole parking lot is underwater. Like the Rays stadium. Lucky they playing in New York or wherever they playing at. I think they're in New York or somewhere there on the road trip. But they whole thing is crazy over here.
What's so crazy is the storm, as far as residing, when it's gone, like, and then the water, the drainage system in Tampa, it can't be worse. It can't be much worse than New Orleans. New Orleans got one of the worst infrastructures when it comes to draining systems.
And New Orleans is already under sea level,
right? And Tampa, Florida is pretty much there as well. It's one of the few areas in the country that is below sea level. So, the water's not going to reside like
it ain't going that fast. This water to get out of here, it's going to be sitting.
And the vice president said there's no timeline on the decision to be made. What you mean no timeline, bro? The game is Sunday.
I don't know what they wait, but I did hear this on the news thing earlier. They saying if they have to move it, more than likely it's going to Minnesota.
Yeah, that's our. It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
Yeah, it'll go to Minnesota, which is, it's better than nothing. Better than not having a game, but
I feel like you would have to make that decision tomorrow.
Exactly. That's what, Thursday, because teams stop by Friday. So they'll probably
if they move the game to Minnesota, I would assume both teams would go Kansas City is closer to Minnesota than
Tampa.
Miami. I could see Tampa leaving Friday, flying up.
Yeah, I don't even think Miami would be okay to have a game right now because
they got a bunch of rain down there.
It's rain down there too. So
I know it's how teams have routines for as home games. They go through every day, to get ready for the game. For the Bucks practicing somewhere else right now, and then this going on, and that's affecting.
Oh yeah, it is, because you got to think about your family. But they say, I'm sure they got everybody's family, that up in tip-top hotel somewhere away from like kind of situation. But
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting a game. Like I don't know if you just got on, you caught the early part of it, but
I just got on right now because in and out over here. My power's been going flickering for the last 3 hours. I'm waiting now for it to go out. It went out for about 10 minutes ago for about 30 seconds, and then it came back.
Oh, you got a generator and everything? You good?
No, I don't, but I have it ain't working yet, but I have solar panels on my home. So, but I just got them recently, but I got to have them for 45 days. But once I get that to that 45 days point, it'll automatically draw power from the thing, which would be crazy. I could potentially be the only house on this whole block with power right now, but it could be soon.
Okay. What I discussed earlier, and then Big Buck came on.
Yeah.
I talked about I started right out with the Bucks defense versus the Chiefs offense. Then I went into the Bucks offense versus Chiefs defense, and then I talked about special teams.
Okay.
And I talked about the coaching aspect of it, as far as the advantages and stuff like that. So what's your take on this game? Is it going to be different from the Super Bowl?
I think so, because I feel like even though the Kansas City lost Tyreek, I feel like they offensively, they had their spat on the sideline this past week. But I think whatever that problem was him and that the coach was going through, they'll figure it out. Because Eric Bieniemy, everybody thought he should have been a coach 2 years ago, and Mahomes is just Mahomes. He gonna figure it out. Like that's what the greats do. So I feel like better than what we did against the Packers. I think the game plan will still be the same: run the football. Like that's if we don't get Evans and Julio back. I'm assuming Julio's supposed to play. Obviously, Evans will be back, but I just feel like I don't know. I feel like we'll have to move that's the only way we're gonna be able to move the ball and slow them down on defense. Because I think we can score and move the ball on their defense better than the Packers on. Because the Packers had that smothering secondary, or at least half of it, till they lost Alexander.
They still played well though, for the most part, even without Alexander, because they lost early.
But they did. They still did pretty Savage, Darnell Savage, and
Amos and Eric Stokes, underrated from Georgia.
yeah,
Kinfolk.
and
He was nice.
Packers had a pretty good D line too. Their D line ain't no slouch.
Well,
you don't think we could have?
D line is pretty good too.
I'm just saying, I thought the Packers, you could have took advantage of running the ball. I mean,
they kind of went away from it when they felt like we had to get points, or they kind of was like pressing. It was pressing.
Well, I just felt like that game was you could press, but I still felt like you didn't have to abandon the running game to get back in it. I still felt like we could have ran the ball. Yeah. So I mean, but it's like I said, it's gonna be interesting. Like with the Chiefs deep front seven, it's still gonna be an interesting matchup again this week.
Here's my thought about the offense. Remember how we did the trick play that Brake was supposed to block the guy, but Brake missed his block and it just messed that whole trick play up. I'm okay with, like you said in the live when you was watching, I'm okay with the play calling, just like you said, not in that moment. I would like to see something like that in the first half, as opposed to when the game already tight, it already been dictated. This is going to be a defensive struggle. Like, do it when it's more open, when you have more open, maybe mid-second, coming into the second, into the first, like that.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to be able to do some exotic stuff. It needs to be done in the first half, as opposed to late third quarter or whenever it was when we.
That was just a poorly designed play. In that moment when it was too much going on.
To be a double reverse, or was it going to be a flea flicker reverse? I don't know what was.
It looked like it was going to be a flea flick, like a double reverse and a flea flicker.
Give it to him and come back, and he was going to throw it back to Brady and try to hit Scotty Miller or whoever.
No, Fournette. It was Fournette on the wheel route.
Fournette on the wheel route. Okay, somebody. But I know what first happened on the first thing. Brady missed his block. That's what messed it all up. Luckily, he came back and recovered the fumble. But that's why he was able to do that, because he missed the block.
He was supposed to block Preston Smith.
Exactly. He missed him.
So are y'all both expecting more creativity this week, or it's just got to be the right play at the right time to run something like a trick play like that? Like
the right play. I'm okay with it. Like, I want Leftwich to get more out of the ordinary with his play calling, because it looks very vanilla. Like the teams are starting to figure out what's coming and when it's coming.
I saw the all 20 when I going over all 22 and looking at some, man, they literally run this. I'll tell you like this, man. Out route.
How 5 yard did they run?
5. So let me the routes comp.
Okay.
5 yard out, 5 yard in, 10 yard out, 15 yard out, crossing route.
So the plays they were won with Evans or Julio in the game, they just abandoned that totally. Didn't even. I mean,
no jet sweeps.
And another thing, I mean, I love, like we said, with the run game as far as Fournette. I think we need to get the rookie that we drafted more involved in the game, because I don't know if you brought him to be a change of pace back.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Everybody asking that, like, where's Rashad White?
Like they brought him in there on 2 plays, and then you ain't giving him the ball. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, you got to make the defense respect him, because they know right now Fournette ain't going after no passes too much. He gonna come in there, our formation or shotgun handoff. Like, that's what we doing. Every now and then we might try a screen with him, but like, we got to get that threat that if other running backs coming in, you got to just more creativity is what I want to see with the offense.
I think that's what everybody asking is, like, it's so bland. Whether it's twins right, twins left, quads, 3 tight ends, exactly what the Bucs are running in those formations.
Exactly, like, and I know if we can see it as fans, I know these other coordinators can see it and figure it out. But
And
as
the
fans,
Chiefs,
because
the
you watch
Chiefs,
every game, so you know
Chiefs
when it's
D,
coming.
the Chiefs D line is no joke.
No, Frank. Well, they still got Frank Clark, right? They still got
And Dunlap and Chris Jones. Yeah, and that rookie from Purdue, George Karlaftis.
Calavis, yeah, the rookie.
So they gave the Colts O-line hell.
I missed the reports. Is there any update on Donovan Smith? Was he?
He was limited today. He was
Questionable.
limited.
Questionable.
I think he's questionable. He'll probably play. I mean, as far as sacks, we didn't get destroyed with that last week as we did to week 2.
Well, the ball coming out 2.2 seconds.
Exactly. So I mean, over the years, like we done both had our problems with Donovan, but I can see the effect of him not being there. So I ain't saying nothing else negative about him once he comes back. I don't care how bad he look. I ain't saying nothing. I don't care nothing about that. Because boy, the 3 that we done put in there, that ain't it. Oh my. Fort Myers. Good Lord, look at this. Look at Fort Myers. Look at this. Oh man, hold on. Let me wind this. Look how bad Fort Myers underwater. Let me rewind this so you can see this. Look, this is Fort Myers.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna change when the cameras change again. That's a roof cam. This was earlier today, so I can imagine what it's like now. That's a house. Look at that water's already up to the window.
Oh man, Fort Myers is gonna be underwater for
almost underwater. That's in Fort Myers. 8 to 14 feet. That's downtown Fort Myers. Most of it is just gone.
And I hope everybody got out of Fort Myers, man.
They did start evacuating yesterday, so I hope they left. But I know I was watching it earlier. They were saying people that didn't listen, like in flood zone or whatever, like they calling. And this right here, look, okay.
They can't come get them.
This is downtown Orlando.
Yeah, they can call all they want, but they can't come get them in those conditions in Fort Myers.
That's downtown Orlando.
Wow.
Which I say like 15 minutes down the road from where I'm at.
It's not even there. It's not even fully hit yet.
Even here, like I say, it's supposed to be on top of us at 2 in the morning. From 2 to 6, supposed to be the strongest point. So I don't know what it's gonna look like tomorrow.
Imagine this is just a taste of stuff.
Wow, this is what look, like you said, Big Buck, they will know something about tomorrow.
We're gonna definitely know about tomorrow because half of the state gonna be underwater tomorrow. So
and I think they declared for like I think they declared a state of emergency like for them areas like automatically before the storm hit.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are they waiting on? Like, you got to make the decision. You can't wait till no Friday to say, yeah. We got another Chiefs fan. Oh, what's up, Jeff and KC? You want to come? You want to come in the locker room and talk about your team? I'm just saying. Hey, I see you, KC. Look, click on that. Click on that link. Let's get one of these Chiefs fans up in here. Click on that link, Chiefs fan. I'll let you in. You can come on in here to the locker room. And you could tell us about your team and what they're gonna do against the Bucks, and we can have a healthy discussion. Hey, well, click on the link. Let's get it. Click on the link. He said, "Sure." Click on the link. Click on that link, buddy. I'll bring it right on in, and we get the ball rolling. We're having a healthy discussion about the Chiefs.
The game gonna be here in Tampa because Tampa have a Tampa underwater.
Huh? Oh, it's gonna be an interesting conversation with the Chief fan. There you go. He's in here. There you go.
What up?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm ready.
You ready? You're ready. Okay. Rematch. Okay, we know what happened in the Super Bowl. That's 2020. That's 2022 now. So let's talk about the current state of your team as far as what you see your team doing positive against the Bucks and what we got going on.
I think we're gonna, Patrick Mahomes. He got a little fire under him, so he ain't liking the way the offense and all around. I think their special team and offense didn't play good last week, so I think we're gonna be able to. Hopefully, I don't really know too much about you guys, how you guys are doing on defense, but I think we'll we're spreading the ball around
Mhm.
this year, so it's definitely a different offense.
So I mean, like, from what I'm seeing in y'all games, is the explosive plays is not there though, as far as down the field.
Yeah, yeah, but our defense is there, so that's what we need. We need an all around team. We don't need just explosive. They could bracket one man Tyreek Hill. We need definitely everybody to be on clicking on all cylinders. So
No, I will say this though: three receivers, Kelsey, Scanlon, and Schuster, they all have 10 plus catches, which is interesting. They all
definitely,
have 10, yeah, spreading the ball around.
yeah, I think you know they're Kelsey. He's always going to be there. You know what I mean? And Juju Smith Schuster and MVS. They're slowly getting uh
The rhythm.
yeah, put in more plays. But our definitely our tight ends are looking good. Blocking tight ends and Watson from you guys, right?
Yeah, Justin Watson. Yeah, y'all got him. Y'all know y'all got the playbook. I know y'all do.
Right. Yeah. Do that. So
Ooh.
I know y'all got the playbook.
Pretty
I know
well
it.
on a parked car in Altamont,
I
Florida.
know it. I could tell because y'all got Ronald Jones too.
and Ronald Jones, yeah, he's not doing too much now. I think we're saving him for the playoffs. You know what I mean? He could be a big back. Definitely Andy Reid runs him in the puts a big back in there during the playoffs. So
Well, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you a question about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What you think about him so far after 3 games? I haven't seen anything from him that actually is wow.
well, I think he's been doing his job. That's what he needs to do. You know what I mean? So this is a year he's really healthy. You know what I mean? And he's definitely been coming on. First couple games, last game he didn't really do too much, but
Mm,
we didn't get too much push. I don't know what our offensive line was doing last week, but
they
it
was
was
off.
yeah, they was off. Indianapolis definitely is a cursed place for us. You know, what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's like the Jags and the Colts. And then you got the Chiefs and the Colts. Like it's like those teams. So certain teams that we got our issues with the Saints. So trust me, we know about them. Certain teams is like, why just can't we play well against them?
Right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about then. But
Mm-hmm.
get
How
up
y'all
for
spe- how y'all
but
special teams look? How do you feel about that?
I will get it together. I ain't worried about it. You know what I mean?
I
We've
mean,
always had a good special team. Special teams always been good, but last week it was just horrible. You know what
That
I
was
mean?
Scott Moore dropping fumbling punts and not tracking the ball well. I mean, that was uncharacteristic of Chief special teams.
Yeah.
Uncharacteristic.
that pretty much cost you the game last week, really.
Mm.
But
Special teams.
there were so many things that went wrong. It was like, you can't pinpoint just one thing. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean,
Chris
so
Jones in that penalty was awkward too, man. That was awkward.
that was the game winner right there.
Yeah, they kept that drive going, man.
Yep, that was it. That was game was on lock. You know what I mean? But that they threw the unnecessary. But definitely, we got a lot of people that are this is a contract year, so we know that contract year is undefeated. So
Always undefeated. Everybody play their hardest to get that money. They
right,
want the money.
that's I think that's Andy Reid's secret weapon this year.
But I will say this though: if you don't know about the Bucks defense, we are number one in the NFL.
Okay, and,
So,
and I think we're number one in sacks. I'm pretty sure. Uh, got a couple categories we're number one in too, but our defense is looking pretty smooth too. We're definitely hitting the quarterback a lot. So I
I do got concerned, but as far as y'all O line, I mean y'all cornerbacks, man, I'm not sold on y'all cornerbacks, man.
yeah, they're serviceable. I don't think there'll be a problem. I mean, so uh, they're serviceable, but Chris Jones up front. You know what I mean? We're putting the pressure on him, so we're helping him out.
Right, right. He's been a monster.
Yeah, I want to smash
Uh,
definitely. Oh,
he's been a total problem. Jesus,
no doubt.
I w- I would say I'm looking at the sacks here. You guys are not number one in sacks. It's the Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Buffalo Bills, and then the Bucks are fourth in sacks.
Oh,
You
okay,
guys
okay.
are
Man, we
you
fell we fell off hard after that game.
You guys are 6 in sacks, which is at you guys have 10 sacks. We have 11. So right there, basically.
We're up there. But yeah, it's the beginning of the year, so everybody's trying to work out what's going on. So
I tell everybody, man, it's no reason to panic. It's not even like a quarter of the season not even finished yet. It's only
yeah,
been 3 games.
right. How do you
Oh, we got a long way to go.
How do you think the Bucks are going to Chiefs? What do you think?
Well, I talked about this earlier. So as far as the Bucks offense, we've been struggling. I can definitely admit that part with injuries. Then we have Mike Evans been suspended, but he's coming back, and then Julio most likely going to end up playing this Sunday. He's questionable, so that's 2 receivers right there that's going to be back, and the guys that were playing last week against the Packers will go back to their roles most likely, or to the majority of them, like as far as Scotty Miller and Perryman. Now we're still missing Chris Godwin, obviously. Hopefully
Right.
he's practiced a little bit, but he's questionable. So it's not 100% that everybody plays, because at full strength, if we get all our receivers back, we're gonna be a problem, a super problem. So right now
We're,
everything's in the air. Right now it's in the air.
yeah, we're missing a couple pieces on our defense with Willie Gay. He's suspended for 3 more games.
Right.
He So McDuffie, man, he came in as a starter, so he's looking good. But you know what I mean, he just he ain't healthy right now. So
I see Steve Spags, he's always been an aggressive defensive coordinator. So I want to see his game plan against Brady, because another immobile quarterback last week, Matt Ryan, he gave him hell, 5 sacks and like 17 pressures or something like that. It was like crazy. Like that was just tearing him up. I was like, man, we got a quarterback similar to Matt Ryan as far as like age and statue wise. It's like can't move. And I was like, Lord have mercy.
that's a rare occasion we didn't blast.
I mean, y'all was getting a lot of pressure, man. And the Colts O line is not bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think we should go ahead and look at our chart San Diego game. Arizona, Arizona. Right. I think we'll be clicking. We'll get up for the Bucks. That's for sure, because we owe you guys.
Look, I tell you one thing. As far as the Bucks, we like blitzing. So we like blitzing. So I'm curious on how Todd Bowles approaches Mahomes in this style of offense with the weapons he has now, not a down the field type team. And is he going to be aggressive? Because Mahomes got that escapability. He can.
Yeah, he makes stuff happen with his legs all the time.
Yeah, man. God, that's so annoying too, man.
You think you got him, and he'll then sling it sideways.
And even when he's going down, he can get that ball out too. Like as he's falling down, he can just throw that ball out like no problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's annoying.
From a sack and get rid of that ball every time.
He got these little herky jerky moves that he does. Like you can't get him down. Like what is he? How he getting away?
And for him to be
it's crazy.
Biggest guy, it looked like he got very great arm strength. Like he can.
Oh, yeah. He played baseball.
Exactly. So. And when he throw it, he can get it to wherever he's trying to get it to at any angle.
Well, most quarterbacks.
It's just crazy how you could.
Yeah, most quarterbacks got that baseball background. Stafford, Winston, Mahomes, Brady got a baseball background. They got these arms that they can throw at any angle. So
Exactly, because they practice that with baseballs.
Yep, there you go. Oh yeah,
it's just crazy because like you saw it in the Super Bowl too. Like if you like wrap him up, you can spin him around. He'll still get the ball off into like the receiver's hands. Like it don't even matter. Like when you think you got him wrapped up, you really don't have him wrapped up until his knee touches the ground.
So what?
Go ahead, Big Buck. When last time Mahomes did that no look pass? So that was just a one-time occurrence.
That's a regular thing. I think he did.
Still pull it off. He did it a couple times last year.
And he did it this year too. He did it a couple times. I think he did one to Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yep.
Else too.
You know what though? I'm very curious on with the Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy game plan against Todd Bowles' aggressive defense. Now we all know Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach, and he puts together game plans. He gets his team the playoffs for the last 15 straight years. And then Todd Bowles, we know his history with the Jets and all that, and he has a ready-made team. But Andy Reid has been in these type of games for a long time, so he knows how to game plan and make the right calls and get everything situated in the game like this, a big game. So it's gonna be interesting.
I say the bigger question with Andy Reid is, can he make the adjustments on the fly, like in-game adjustments? Because he just stick to the game plan. Like you rarely see him adjust at times. If he sees an adjustment, can he make that adjustment Like, they're running some in the first quarter. They need to adjust it. Can he make that adjustment the first quarter going into the second quarter? Like that's been a knock on him for years. What I've always heard. I mean,
Mm.
can he do that, or will he just stick to what he planned out?
Interesting.
I do got one thing. I don't know if is it going to be played in Minnesota? Do we know we're moving or no?
They haven't decided that yet. They said there's no timetable on the decision, but I'm sure we'll have a decision by late tomorrow or early Friday. So
I think that might be a little factor in there. You know what I mean? You guys are traveling, we're traveling, so the jet.
absolutely.
So
Let me ask you this question though: who was actually calling the plays offensively? Is it the enemy or Andy Reid?
oh, that's Andy Reid. That's
Oh Lord! So all this time, the last 3 years, I'm thinking it was the enemy. So why does the enemy have that big old menu on his hand? Like I see him talking in the headset, and
yeah. He's just he's the passer along. He just passes everything along.
so Andy Reid calls the play, and then the enemy repeats it to Mahomes in the mic in the
anything goes wrong, it's on EB. You know what I mean? Everybody knows it's Andy Reid.
So the blame when the offense plays bad should goes to Andy Reid, not Eric Bieniemy.
Correct.
Yeah, but it never does.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
It's they ain't fooling nobody in Kansas City.
Explain why him and Mahomes got into it last week. I mean, I don't think it was a big deal. It didn't even look like a big
Oh yeah,
blow.
I heard about that. Yeah, they got into it.
I mean, the footage to me, it didn't look like a normal conversation that maybe got a little
I think
higher tone than what it normally would be. That's what I took it as.
I think that up. I think they were trying to distract the other team. You know what I mean? Because when they threw they threw a pass to what were they trying to? They were trying to kick it, but they threw a pass and it didn't go through. So I think it was just one of them. They're trying to distract everybody, and I mean, I don't know. It's a little chess piece. You know what I mean? So I think that could, they're trying to put the focus somewhere else. But in my opinion, you know what I mean? So
what's the beef with LaShawn McCoy and Eric Bieniemy? Because he said some stuff about Eric Bieniemy that was not great.
EB don't take no shit for nobody. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna come in there and act a fool. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna disrespect. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna. Andy Reid. He's definitely he wants his guys to be professional, and I think EB. He's the if anything goes wrong, that's who's gonna go ahead and correct them. And
so do you think he'll ever get a head coaching job, being that he's not the play caller?
and I don't that's the problem. They don't know if he's calling the plays or not calling. I mean, I don't think he is, but you know what I mean. I just no, I don't.
So okay, so if that's the question, then so Matt Nagy never called the plays, and also the other coordinator,
Peterson.
right, Peterson, they was never calling plays, right?
Well, I know here in Florida, I know I'll be watching the Jag game, and I'll be watching I'm on the app and stuff. He's
Yeah, but that's
calling
the
the
Jag.
play.
Yeah, that's the
Calling
Jag.
the play.
I'm talking about he was the OC of the Chiefs. Like, because if it be enemy not calling the plays, and we know it's Andy Reid, then that same applies to the other guys too, right?
But I think he called them on the Eagles, though, is what I'm saying. I think
No, I'm talking about the Chiefs. I'm not worried about the Eagles and the Jags. I'm talking about the Chiefs. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking him. Like,
And to me, Andy's just like Mike Holmgren, just called all the plays. Like when he was in Green Bay, he was the OC, but Mike Holmgren was calling the plays. And, he just took it to Philly and so forth. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So Andy Reid's been the play caller for the last 10 plus years with Chiefs, no matter who's the OC.
Yeah. Andy Reid always brings in good coaches to everybody works on plays, you know what I mean? But Andy Reid, he's the man. So you know what I mean, he's gonna make
probably explains why he didn't get the coaching job when everybody thought he would last year when they interviewed and found out that he wasn't calling the plays. That's probably
he gotta call some of the plays a little bit, right? Like, I know Andy Reid, like every now and then let him call plays, right?
I mean, but with y'all, the places he interviewed, would you really want to go coach there? I mean, I don't want to take no bottom feeder organization job, and that ain't, I mean, for your first head coaching job, like, would you really want to go to Houston?
If you can choose to, you want to go to a stable organization.
I'm just saying that I would hold out for, like the right position, like, I mean, you really, that was just, there's no way I would go coach in Houston. I mean, I get it. Lovey took over, but that's Lovey retirement right there. I mean,
That's just doing. He probably already had a house out there in Houston just there.
Lovey is from Houston, isn't he? I know he's from some in Texas, but I was just like, Lovey probably gonna do that and then retire.
Yeah, but if you're a coach, it don't matter where you go. You know what I mean? You gonna make it.
Right. Look at Doug Peterson in Jacksonville, right? I mean,
that was a perfect situation for him. Like, I mean, you knew Jacksonville was gonna get either Doug Peterson or that other guy. The guy that used to coach the Lions before Matt Patricia. Like those, I mean, I know Byron Leftwich was considered too, but I always felt like it was gonna be him or
Yeah, I think Left was like not an interview, but he was like they reached out to him kind of thing. He kind of
what was the other guy name? The guy that coached the Lions.
Come on, Dan Campbell.
Campbell.
No, the one before Patricia. The one that they fired.
Jim Caldwell.
Yeah, Jim Caldwell. Like it was. I really think it came down to those two because those could turn your organization around just like that. That's like I didn't really think. I mean, I thought they could consider Byron, but I said Peterson or Jim Caldwell would get the position.
They both had more experience at that point than Byron.
Yeah, I mean, but I was a backup plan though. But I mean, if he would have got it, I would have been happy for him. But like you said, Byron couldn't pick his own GM or whatever, bring his guys in.
Yeah, that was the GM thing, and that's why he said no.
And you can't blame him for that.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting. It just to bring it back to the game Sunday night game, big game. The winner, whoever loses this game, it's not I wouldn't call it a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, because both teams are playoff teams. Let's be real. I mean, some people gonna freak out. Some of the Chiefs fans gonna freak out. Some of the Bucs fans gonna freak out. Whoever loses, somebody gonna freak out.
I feel like people in the media are overreacting about the Bucs loss against Green Bay.
Yeah, they are. 2 points. 2 points.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I said, 17 games. I've been reiterating that on my channel for a long time. It's 17 games. It's a lot of work to do, man. And you don't really know what you got until about midway through the season. So,
Hey, Isaiah, did you talk about like the jumbotron and like the clock fiasco for the game last Sunday?
Well, I was looking at what Aaron Rodgers was saying.
How he saw a play on the jumbos for our home team.
Right.
I was like so confused, and then like we had 20 seconds on the first 2-point conversion instead of 25.
Yeah, that's just a whole clock thing was weird, man. Like the NFL, like they have these brain farts every year with the refs and the officials. Period. So it comes to the territory, and we just happen to be in one of those games.
I just gotta hope so. Yeah, I just gotta hope that don't like fly if it does play in Tampa this Sunday. They don't like go to the coach's sideline like look at the playbook.
Well, it's not a normal occurrence as far as that situation.
No, I get you. It's just.
But does it really take that long to get does it really take that long to get the play in and get set? Because I mean, when you call a play, like I said, you got 40 seconds. It really take that whole 40 seconds for you to get radio to play in and get set. Like,
listen, I think that play right there, I think the play got called in. Brady got the play. Then he saw the formation they was in and figured out that play wouldn't work, and he tried to change the play. And when he went to go to change it, Scotty Miller and whoever the other receiver was in couldn't really hear him because he was trying to motion Scotty like, get over here, get over here, get over here. And then by the time he did that, he had to think about it. Tapping on the head, that's the call for the offensive line. He forgot to call the blockage, all of that. Like, he spent so much time trying to get the receivers where they at, he forgot to call the coverage for the line. That's what it was. And then it was just too much time. And then you read his lips. He's like, because we ain't got no timeouts. That's what he said.
Wrong on the 2-point conversion. Cole Beasley was in the game, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was in the game. That's what I'm saying. He didn't know what he was supposed to do.
Why would he be in on that play? That's all I'm saying.
No, he was in on the play that they called. But when Brady audible out of it, he was lost at that point. That's what happened. He knew the first play. Brady audible him. That's when Scotty went from the right to the left. That was the audible that Brady had called. Then he was trying to call the coverage, but he didn't have enough time. Because he had Cole Beasley do it to whatchamacallit on the right. He actually had Cole Beasley open. But he didn't really trust him because he had dropped that second pass. He caught the first down. Then he dropped the second one for the 3rd and 2 or whatever it was when he dove on the ground before he got touched.
Yeah.
Like he lost a little bit of confidence in him right there.
That's one thing about Brady. If he throw you the ball multiple times, you keep dropping it. He just
Zach, you drop it 2 times, he ain't coming back to you probably for a quarter and a half at least.
Oh.
That's true. That is true.
Unless you're Scotty for whatever reason.
He loves Scotty.
He'll throw it at Scotty all day. Yeah, he'll throw it at Scotty all day, even with Scotty Johnson, which is
I don't
blows my
understand.
mind.
Can somebody explain that to me? Like, why does he like?
That's a weird relationship with them two, man. I don't see it. I don't see the big deal with Brady and Scotty Miller. Like people hyped it up pretty big for the Green Bay stuff.
I was Skip. They were buying into that crap. Like Skip was the only one hyping that mess up. Like
Scotty Miller, little Scotty Miller. I'm like,
Skip. You do know he can't run the route tree. You do know that, right?
Are they that sold on him after that one catch in the NFC Championship?
That's what it was.
Like,
I mean, come on.
And he kind of has that with BP too.
Yeah,
he kind of does that with Rashad too. Like him, Rashad, and like Scotty, like he'll like throw it to him all day, regardless if they ain't open or not. Which kind of like in the Cowboys game. Remember, he threw like BP like 3 times in a row. On some plays where he wasn't even open. Just blows my mind.
Maybe they do Botox together or something like that.
TB12. They on the TB12 program.
Yeah.
It's just good that Mike and Julio might come back, and then hopefully next week Godwin comes back because I want Godwin to have one more week.
Julio gonna be on the injury report every single week, man.
That ain't nothing new.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's. I'm glad it's happening now, versus in week 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Get it out the way because remember injuries, and we see this already with multiple teams. Injuries are affecting.
Right.
Yeah, poor Chargers. Chargers got destroyed.
Yes. Bosa and Justin Herbert and the center.
And they were stacked too, man. They stacked.
And their left tackle, right? Their left tackle?
Rashad Slater.
He's out for the year.
Torn bicep, out for the year.
And then Bosa. Justin Herbert's ribs.
Bosa just had surgery on his groin.
Did y'all hear the report about last Sunday's game? I don't think this is going to go anywhere, but Gronk was at the game on the sideline.
That's not going nowhere. I don't
think it's going nowhere either, but he was at the game. So, they ran with that as a story.
I saw that picture, but that didn't look like our sideline whenever I saw the picture.
Agent keep putting out there that don't believe that he's all the way done. Like, I guess that's an agent. You got to do that to keep interest in your client. I understand as your agent, but I just don't see it.
I feel like
me personally, it was about 5 games last year that I was like, stop throwing the ball to Gronk because he looked terrible.
That's true.
Yeah, he made a play, but then it was like 2 games he was just kind of out there running the motions. Like
he's not the Gronk.
I mean, Brady did get his ribs killed. I can't even lie. Brady did get him killed.
Brady made that man take so many shots. I see why he didn't want it to be done.
He come back. They might use him more so as a blocker, honestly.
No, you just stick with what you got. The 2 rookies can block pretty good. I mean, what's happening, man? I mean, I don't see Gronk. I really don't see Gronk if he came back making that big of a difference.
Exactly. Not more than what we already got right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's working. It's reported he's not working out. I mean, you look up Gronk going to parties, drinking and smoking and stuff like Gronk. He's not really.
Yeah, he's not football shape. He's not football shape.
Sick of that, man. People just gotta let that go for real.
Let that duo die. It's done.
It's so aggravating.
He retired. I let it go. Then I was just like Gronk. His body is messed up. We don't even know how severely hurt he was last year with that rib injury. Like I think he had more injuries and tried to play through it.
Gronk don't want to get more.
And the Bucks still have faith. Isaiah, remember I told you in the team store where the active player jerseys are, they're still selling his jerseys. But he's not even on the team anymore.
Bro. Oh, it's so annoying.
So even the Glazers have hope or something. Like there was like 3 rows of his jerseys just sitting there. Like every one was Gronk. I'm like, why?
Never know. It's the last.
One of the players is actually playing there.
This is last year. Brady's supposedly correct, so you never know.
Right. Oh my gosh, bro! I think some people are ready for the whole thing to be over with. Period. I think in the Bucks community.
Yeah, we get rid of all those Tom Brady fans.
Gronk coming back. What are you talking about?
He ain't coming back.
Nah, man.
No, he ain't coming back.
He's done.
What's up?
Oh, but Ryan Jensen, what do you think?
Odell, man. Why we
Oh boy.
nobody want nobody, man.
Oh
We don't
boy.
need nobody.
Odell ain't even healed. I don't even think. I don't even think Odell fully healed. I mean, he tore his
What,
ACL in the Super Bowl.
what is he? What 6 months
Odell
removed?
narrative is like, I don't.
Why do the Bucks fan base keep falling for this stuff, man?
Why
Like,
would you want to
We
see
didn't
him
even.
go?
Yeah, we didn't even think Godwin was ready week 1. He tore it on Halloween. Now imagine like
They were talking about in the Saints game how he shook Odell's hand, and everyone made that such a big deal. Like, oh my goodness, are they trying to link up with Brady? And like, come on.
oh my, this is so annoying.
Like, what are we
Oh
doing?
my gosh.
it's just 2 football players having a conversation. It's not even like that serious.
Can y'all just accept the fact that Odell and Tom are attention whores? Can y'all accept that?
Yeah,
That's exactly.
yeah.
Can we agree to that? They want the spotlight on them, good or bad. Can we agree to that?
I mean, that's my man. Brady, that's my man's and all, but yeah, I agree with that.
Always.
You know,
something.
we still not figured out what Ryan Jensen's injury is.
Nope.
We still don't know.
He's
Right.
still on IR, so I mean,
Got a torn
I
ACL.
assume he's gonna come back. But what if Hainsey's in a good stride? Do they even start him?
I think they
That's
move
my
Hainsey
question.
to guard.
They
You think they'll
might.
move Hainsley to Gadecki spot and then put Jensen back inside?
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
what the move will be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That don't sound that bad actually. If Jensen's good to go, but I wish we knew what injury he had because they still never told us.
Please remember this possibility of him coming back is playoffs. Like maybe that's not even like
They
slight.
said hopefully December at the
No,
earliest,
no, that was not that. No. That was not it. It was playoffs. They made that clear. Not December. Playoffs, and that it is a small chance. Not December. Don't put that out there.
So it has to be some kind of ligament damage for it to be that long.
Vita Vea a couple of years ago, or how he got
exactly. Yeah, Vita was the same way. He tore up his
he broke his ankle and came back.
Ankle, yeah, it was an ankle.
And it's not even a guarantee he comes back in the playoffs. It's a slight chance.
Yeah, so he's probably like a PCL tear, like Winsky ain't an ACL because it was ACL he already done.
They said he would have been. Man,
so he probably got a slight torn ACL and a PCL and an MCL. He probably got 2 ligaments torn.
They messed up that whole knee.
They keeping that close to the vest, though. God,
I mean, it has to be bad if they keeping it that close to the vest and not saying anything. I mean,
but I feel like they would say something. I mean, when Godwin tore his, like they would say stuff. I don't know, like why it's like
everybody
everybody
that has an injury in the NFL, it's been listed except for Jensen.
Yeah,
I mean, when Godwin first hurt his knee, they were talking about he might come back in the game because you remember they showed him running up and down the sideline.
Yeah, he was jogging on the sideline, which is crazy. If he tore his ACL,
and then the next day they said he tore his ACL. I was like, dang, he tore his ACL. Dang.
You know exactly when a person gets injured the next day. Oh, he has a torn patella tendon. He has a.
I don't know. It's always that. It's always that ACL tear, man.
Got a secret without telling the media, and how ain't nobody found out. Like his family members.
That is the weirdest injury I've ever seen.
It is 2 weeks, and you telling me his knee still that swollen? Talking about we'll see. Like
it's been a month, honestly. Broken in training camp. It's been like a whole month. We still waiting.
But I'm saying though, think about when Jensen hurt his knee. You had I forgot what some guy with Denver go down like 2 days later. They knew immediately torn ACL.
Yeah, Tim Patrick.
Yeah, you knew it was a torn ACL. Like, so you telling me the Bucks?
Hold on, the boy in the Cowboys, James Shepard in the Cowboys and Giants game.
Sterling Shepard the next day. Oh,
while he was running, they pretty much diagnosed his while he was getting drugged off the field on the cart.
Yo, I felt so bad for Sterling Shepard because that was non-contact. That man was just sprinting.
No cut, no nothing, just running and fell.
Yeah, just run straight, and then he just you saw his knee like couldn't take it anymore. And he fell.
His knee was just like, nope, I'm done, straight down. I was like, wow.
That turf.
They need to get rid of that turf and go back to grass.
Yeah.
That turf up there in New York. I can only imagine when it get cold up there, how it feel up there in Jersey playing.
They got that turf got Odell injured, Bosa injured, now Sterling Shepard injured, and some few other players. So it has a history.
Yeah, Odell tweeted about that too. After he was like, the NFL's made billionaires and we can't put grass on the field.
But you got no, you don't. I mean, they're doing it because there's no maintenance costs with it. Like why with grass.
Here's a funny one. When Aaron Stinney got hurt, we knew right away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bingo. Aaron Stinney out for the season. I'm like, okay, well, Ryan Jensen, what's up? Well, we don't know yet. What do you mean?
What's the benefit for the Bucks for not telling on not
Do they not know, or are they just gonna slide him in after IR like nothing happened? Like that's the only way I can see it.
You think they're trying to low key like hold it up and have everyone to think that he's coming back, or like what do you think that they're doing?
Well, I don't think other teams are even thinking about him.
They ain't thinking about Ryan Jensen.
They ain't thinking about.
You see him out there walking with the team, like on away games and walking up to the sidelines, like and stuff. I'm like,
well, we do know his ass ain't playing for 17. He ain't playing in the regular season. We do know that.
He keeping his face in front of the camera.
We do know that he will not play in the regular season. Period.
That field.
You know.
Okay. Hey.
Live now. What y'all think about that mess with the no concussion and with his back? He talking about his back. I don't know about that.
Who?
Wait, who?
All that.
Who are you talking about?
About Tua, he got hit and pushed back.
No. We're not going that route.
We're not going that route.
No,
okay.
We're not even going to worry about. No, we're not. We're going to dive right back into the Bucks.
Hey, yeah. I had a question about that. Do you think Byron Leftwich is going to be predictable in this play calling this game?
Man,
I hope not, man.
Hope not, but I believe so.
He shouldn't, but he probably will.
He looked real predictable last week.
I will say this though, watching the Chiefs defense, they are aggressive up front right now, and it's like we just saw what happened. You know, Chris Jones is going to be a problem for Hainsley and Luke Gedeke. He's going to be a problem.
Karloftis, the rookie, he's looking good too. He's getting a lot.
Exactly. Relentless.
Yeah, Dunlap was a great pickup, man. He's doing a great job.
Frank Clark, he's good.
I'm tired of double teaming people that don't need to be double teamed.
Double team Chris Jones the entire game.
Like, it's not that hard. It's not that complicated. They won't do it either.
Guys beat you.
The fact.
And why is Hainsley helping Shaq Mason more than Gadecki?
Weird.
That's so weird to me.
Is Donovan Smith? Is he going to be a go this week?
Questionable.
We'll see.
Questionable. He's not doubtful.
They got two more practices. We'll
that's a good. So remember now, when he was doubtful the last 2 weeks, he was doubtful and he didn't play. So this time he's been upgraded to questionable. So that's getting close.
Yeah, they said Godwin was practice, right?
Godwin practiced last week, if I am mistaken, but he didn't play.
I want to give him one more week. Yeah.
I didn't.
We don't know yet.
Yeah. So what you throw him out there on the island? Chris Jones, I don't.
Man, look, Chris Jones, man, look, if we don't deal with him, man, we're gonna have a bad game.
It's gonna be a long day if they don't deal with him.
Day. I never seen him move all over the place this much.
I'm telling you, this dude playing on some like Chris Jones was like 28. He's in his prime years, right?
Yeah.
He makes a lot of dumb decisions.
That's the aggressiveness in Chris Jones.
This is the game Fournette can't be tiptoeing either. He can't like sit there and just wait for like a hole and like try to go through a hole and then hesitate and not go through. Like we can't have the.
I think the game plan.
I want to see some of them other guys get in there, man, run the ball a little bit.
I'll say this: I don't think the Chiefs have a number one as far as receiver.
Oh, well, Jeffy, Casey, you can talk about that. The KC guy here, he's right here. Y'all can ask him about some KC questions.
Travis is number one. I beg to differ. You know what I mean? I think he's a bad man. You know what I mean?
Edwards-Helaire.
No, I said Travis Kelce.
Oh. Well, I mean, okay, yeah. Well, obviously he's one of one, but.
Yeah, I think LVD's gonna win that matchup. I think Levante got Kelsey's number.
I think Kelsey is like one tight ends, but he definitely his game done had to change with Tyreek not being there over the top to take a lot of pressure off him. He ain't beating nobody one-on-one. He does a lot of stuff when he's open.
Yeah,
and he catch the ball and go right to the ground. He ain't breaking tackles.
Backyard football nonsense.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of weapons. We got Sky Moore, we got Juju, we got MVS, you know what I mean? We got Watson, you know what I mean? So we got a couple of other young tight ends that are doing really good. So it's pick your poison, really, you know what I mean?
Are y'all gonna take any more deep shots? Like, are y'all gonna do any deep shots? Like, are y'all gonna constantly this time around? Because the Saints game, they kept testing them deep the whole game. I mean, I don't know if that's something that they may try to pick up on, with Dean and Davis. Like, if you get a step on Davis, can they get the ball there? Or, because I mean, I'm curious, like, what do you think the trenches matchup is? Because Mahomes actually has a healthy offensive line this time around. So what do you think?
I think I don't know, to tell you the truth. It's just early in the season, but I think our O line is definitely they're coming together. So we had a bad game last, like I said. I don't know, what was your question again? I'm sort of missed a little bit of it.
I just thought, what was your thought on the trenches matchup like this time around? Because last time we played you guys, y'all were missing 3 offensive linemen, so I know that makes a big difference in the game. I mean, do you think he'll just stay in the pocket the whole game and try to read the defense? I mean, I've said it the last 3 years. Mahomes is a good quarterback, but I don't think he can read a defense that well. I mean, I really mean that. Like, hell of a generational talent, but I don't think he can read a defense that great.
Like, he ad-lib a lot on the field.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. I mean, I think Mahomes is gonna. I think we play you guys in like what was the year we played you guys in when we beat you guys?
It's going to footprint again.
2020.
That same year, the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, same year.
2020.
Yeah, the regular season.
Monday night,
the regular season.
That's when Tyreek had 210 yards in the first half.
Yeah, first quarter.
27-24.
All game.
Because they thought Carlton could defend him one-on-one.
I don't know why they thought that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a rematch of that here for sure. I really
do. So you think Valdez Scantling and Nicole Hartman's gonna be burning Carlton Davis? That's what you're trying to say?
Man, Valdez Scantling not that good, man.
Oh, here we go. We getting some juice now. There we go.
Playing them a little bit different. They're short ones, and he's getting going. Yeah, so they're not hitting they're every once in a while they hit them with a long one, but I mean, they're a lot of little 15, little 20 yards, little underneath. I mean, and then he's getting.
I will say this though, it is their first year in the system, so they are trying to get used to the Andy Reid Mahomes system. I can agree with what he was saying before. Like, they just trying to get a feel for how Mahomes like his routes and what he does in scramble drill. Scramble drill.
Mahomes likes bigger receivers for sure. I mean, he does real good with big receivers.
Mm-hmm. Then wait a minute, Josh Gordon's gone, right? He's gone, right?
Yeah, he took off. Yeah.
So
and
Blake Bell.
He in Nashville, right?
Yeah, right. He's in Nashville. So, and Blake Bell, he was pretty good, but he got hurt, hip issue, right?
Yeah, he was definitely our blocking back. So, and we we definitely need Jalen Watson to be our Byron Pringle. I mean, every once in a while get some big plays. I mean, so.
Right. I did check out on some tape with your young cornerback Watson.
Yeah.
He's our best cornerback over Felton and Sneed. Interesting.
Oh yeah, he's from
that
boy from Georgia.
Do y'all switch up? Do y'all switch up receivers in the slot, or do y'all have one slot receiver that y'all usually run with?
Everybody switches up. Nobody's
switches up.
So where's
Antoine going?
Where's the hold on a second? Where's Watson from again? Buck Nasty? Where's he from?
He from Augusta, Georgia. He went to my high school. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a hometown guy. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a solid piece. I mean, he's the big C quarterback.
Yeah, I'm scared of Justin Watson not running any out routes.
Well, I'd say this much. The Chiefs will have a leg up because of the fact that they got 2 ex-Bucks players on the squad. So I'm pretty sure they picked their brain, but they didn't give you a chance over there. So come over here and we'll hook you up and we'll give you some playing time, put you on the roster, and you give us some information, yada, yada. So, Mahomes will be aware of some formations that Todd Bowles.
Ronald Jones still on their team? Did he make the squad?
He made it barely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Well, he's number 3.
Yeah, but watch come Sunday.
Number 4.
Number 1.
Oh man.
Whenever you.
So do you think
they always play good for some reason? Everybody does.
So do you think Bowles is going to try extra hard to disguise even more this game than usual?
He's gonna have
because there is 2 expletives. Yeah, he's gonna have to like really hide stuff now.
Yeah, because Justin Watson can tell Steve Spagnuolo like, hey, they like to run this type of offense. They like to run this type of offense when these certain downs and distance because as far as the Bucks playbook, is when Ronald Jones was just there last year, Watson. So how much has it changed? Not a lot. You know what I'm saying? So as far as like what they running now, not the no risk and no biscuit. I'm just now.
Yeah.
So like if Devin lines up over here, yeah, like he's gonna go to the zone or something like that. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. So I mean,
them double out routes. They still seeing that.
Yeah, them
Still
double out
seeing
routes
that.
so bad. All 22 shows you that them double twins right, twins left, double out routes or double in breaking routes. It's like,
Yeah, one
oh
deep,
my
one short.
god, oh my god, you gotta
Yeah,
stop running that.
and since Watson and Jones definitely play like offense, they're probably gonna be telling the defense a lot of snaps. So Byron's gonna have to like step it up this game.
Right.
He's gonna have to change a lot of the formations and stuff because usually like when we see a formation, us Bucks fans, we know what play they're gonna run. So imagine what the Chiefs probably know.
So now let's get down to the prediction part. So now we're gonna get down to the fun part, right? So we're gonna start out with the KC guy over here. What's your prediction?
How's the weather? What's going on with the weather? I think that's a big.
Got kicked out. I don't know what that was.
The weather, it's so according to one of the fellow Buccaneer, one of my Pirates and Sea Bandits, he said it's about 61 miles an hour in Orlando, which is right outside Tampa. Around about 2 a.m. in the morning, it should be passing over Orlando, so the winds will pick up. It's Category 3 right now, but it's just a lot of power, wind and rain and power being out. So it's not a lot of, from what I've seen and what I've heard, not a lot of structural damage. So
be a rainy game or
no, I mean once the storm passes, I mean you'll see like some probably some showers or something like that. But usually when the storm passes like that, you'll see some remnants of those light bands, those smaller bands, still kind of lingering around. And it depends on the sail. If it's a if you look at a sail, it'd be like the red, yellow, green. So it depends on those small little sail pockets that's floating around behind the storm that might pop up. So we don't know yet. So
field will be a little bit wet. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, it might. We might get a little, 8 o'clock at night, Sunday in Florida. It's gonna be a little humid, and a little wet, So they're gonna be some. You better get them cleats. They gotta get them cleats right. I tell you that much.
And that's if we play there too.
If we play there, right.
Yeah. I wish they would just move it to Kansas City. Tell you the truth, but
I would say that. Yeah,
don't do that, man. They can't do that.
I'm not trying to do that.
Nah, man, y'all, they already got y'all home game set. Like that's why they said Minnesota.
right.
If it does go, I don't expect us to be there if it is in Minnesota because we don't travel well at all, especially like last second too. Like I don't.
It's gonna be a lot of KC fans in Minnesota.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's closer. It's closer to KC than it's us.
So that sucks. That sucks. I mean, it's gonna be a dry game. If it's in Minnesota, it's gonna be like half empty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still get. We still get.
So what's your prediction score wise as far as what you think is gonna happen?
We'll be hitting Brady all game long, and I think he's gonna get a little. I think his makeup's gonna get messed up.
Oh, he said makeup.
Dang.
But Travis Kelce, he's gonna get about get 2 tugs in 100, and I think it's gonna be
Levante David.
Yeah, I think he's doing it.
Do you know what we're doing? I'm not gonna say nothing.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah, let him get it out.
Let him get it out.
But like I said, Chris Jones, he really don't like Tom Brady. So we're gonna get up for this game. We beat up. So it's definitely gonna be a revenge game, and revenge is the mo. So be a 27-33 game, Chiefs.
Oh, high scoring game. Oh, we got the high scoring 33-27. Chiefs.
Got the revenge. That is true. They're gonna be fired up.
Okay. I like that. He went out on a limb and put over 30 points against the Bucks defense. Okay.
I don't know about that, man.
Okay, let's see. All right, Marlon, what you next, man? What you got, man?
I'm a Bucks fan, man. Well,
no, I'm saying the prediction, your thoughts, and all that.
Yeah. All right. So, I think Chris Jones. I'm not a fan of the Chris Jones matchup. Like I said, he's probably gonna have a field day unless they don't put two over there. Outside of that, like my man said, I forgot who said it, but Levante in the whatever on Travis, I like that. I'm not worried about like nobody coming into Tampa and scoring. I'm not worried. Like that's like a wash. I'm not worried about that. Our offense is what we see. If we would have lost last week, I mean, if we would have won last week, I probably would have picked it because I didn't think we were going to start 4-0. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as low. Like I don't think we're going to stop them like 4 and 3 points like we've been doing. But I think it's going to be like 21-24 ish kind of game. And I think maybe it might be tie game. They give Brady the ball and make some magic happen like he always does at the end. Field goal.
Okay. What's your score prediction?
24-21 Bucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
24. Okay.
Just Mahomes not gonna score anything. I'm not gonna say that, but they're not gonna score 30. I'm almost positive about that.
Okay. I got you written. I'm writing this down too, so I'm gonna hold y'all to this. You said 20. You said 24. You said 24. What was the score again, Marlon?
So yeah, that's how I see it.
You said 24 what?
24-21, I think was like.
Okay. So Jeffy KC got 33-27 for KC, and you got 24-21 Tampa. All right. Buck Nasty, man. What you got?
I'm gonna go and give you my score first, then I'm gonna tell you how I think. I think it's gonna be 23-20 Bucks. I think we're gonna start off slow again on offense. But we're gonna have Mike. Is Julio gonna play?
Questionable.
He's questionable. Okay. So I think we're gonna run the ball better this week because Chiefs. What Chiefs defense rank up against the run? They middle of the pack.
Not bad.
Yeah.
They did a good job against Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So I think 23-20 for me. I think it's gonna be a close game. Yeah. That's how I see it. I think we're gonna be a little slow start now, but I think we're gonna pick it up in the second half on offense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this team? I don't know. We'll see. Grizzlo, what you got, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Give my score first. I'm gonna say 23-17 Bucks. Just because I think the way our defense is playing, it's gonna be hard for a team to score 20 points on us because like how we've been, like how low we've been keeping it with them. I think also we probably get off to a slow start, but I think eventually I feel like Mike's going to come in hungry because he didn't play last week, and then I feel like we're going to start. I feel like probably in the third time in the red zone we're going to score with Mike again, and then we're going to start rolling in the red zone. When he gets a touchdown there, we start getting a rhythm. The Chiefs get some points too because Patrick Mahomes, good quarterback, so I'm not going to count him out. I don't think Kelsey is going to do that well against Levante. That's just my personal opinion. I think we're going to have a good day with with their wide receivers. I think if a wide receiver does go off, it's probably going to be because they were playing with Carlton. Because it's looking like Carlton's the weak link in that secondary right now, which is crazy to say.
Man, yeah, I don't know how I feel about him, man.
I liked him, but it's just the way he's looking. It's crazy. He's the weak link now. It's not SMB anymore because SMB in there. Now it's Carlton.
I feel like teams are gonna start picking on him.
That's what I'm saying because he's not that fast.
Yeah.
You remember I buy him no problem.
Well, I got
Yeah, that's pretty
everybody.
much it.
So I got everybody's scores down. So let me give it my
This what I already did here. It's showtime. This
well, if you go back to my schedule
yeah.
prediction,
This guy.
so hold on, we got one more person coming in.
All right.
Dirk Banks, you've been popping in and out, man. We're doing score predictions and thoughts of the game. You got a prediction for the score?
30-17 Bucks.
37.
Ooh,
It
where'd
ain't
that come from?
Wait, is he
30.
serious?
You said
Yeah.
30.
17.
Actually, I saw some good things against the Green Bay. Like, I like Russell Gage. Like, I don't think Tom Brady's had that in Tampa Bay. Like a receiver that can get open quickly in the slot. Because Chris Godwin, as good as he is, he's not really a route runner. You know what I mean? Like, he don't really get open like in the slot like quickly. Like Tom Brady hasn't really had that since Drew and Edelman. So I think that Russell Gage, that looks good. And with Mike back and Julio, I don't really see how Kansas City can score against us. So 30-17.
So you saying Russell Gage is a better route runner than Antonio Brown?
Well, AB
absolutely.
mostly played on the outside with us, right? We had Godwin in the slot. AB could play in the slot, but you know,
Please do not compare Russell Gage and Antonio Brown.
no. But I'm saying like AB was more of an outside. We use him more on the outside than the inside.
I'm saying you say he hasn't had a route runner since Julian Edelman. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, with like the dirty stuff that Gage does, like the
Small
yak.
sample size, bro.
Gage
Small sample size.
gonna be a mental bounce back because he fumbled last week. I mean,
Also,
So
I
Gage,
wanna make one comment about our defense. Why the fuck? Excuse my language, but why the hell do we have fucking what's his name, Antoine Winfield, covering like their best receivers in the slot? I understand SMB must be in the doghouse. Like, how do you let a safety take your job in the slot?
because Antoine Winfield's IQ's insane.
Skills pay the bills.
Yeah, Winfield's nice. What?
Winfield's
good
quick and
player.
twitchy in the slot. He's quick and
Winfield
twitchy.
might be top 5 as far as his pure tacklers, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good
And he's probably
receiver,
a top
but
5 slot. He's a top 5 slot player right now, to be honest.
he's a good receiver. But imagine when we play against, I don't know, LA, and he's like, "Oh, you got Winfield in the slot. Let's put Cooper Kupp on him. This is gonna eat all day." You don't see that?
Well, SMB gonna get 8 on too.
He will, but like I'd rather like die with like somebody who's a real corner than just a safety.
But we've seen
Dang!
that.
What's with this Winfield slander?
No, I like Winfield, but he's not a corner.
Yeah, but he plays better than the corner that we have in the slot.
That's how bad SMB is. I'm disappointed in him.
No, that's how good Antoine Winfield Jr. is.
I guess.
Top 5. That man got the IQ for days.
Yeah, he's good in the like zone coverage, but you put a man to man against a real NFL.
But he really only got beat. He really only got beat one time. Like, I know what play you talking about. That play up the sideline. You know, that was a little technique. You know, a little bad technique on that play. So I ain't really gonna
to
pretty much
to me that's bad coaching, because like on plays like that, you got to put your best players on their best players on like critical downs. You got to put Carlton Davis or Jamel Dean on what's his name, number 13, Lazard.
He really didn't do too much damage. He really didn't affect the game. What he had, like 4 or 5 catches?
Yeah, 3. I think it was 3.
3 catches. Yeah, he didn't have over.
One was a touchdown though. One was a touchdown on Jamel Dean.
Well, luckily on that drive, that he caught that play down the sideline. I think they went 3 and out, so it didn't really affect us. But still,
that was a third down play that Valdez played. That was a third down play that converted.
See, that's my problem with Todd Bowles. Sometimes he don't like doing matchups like against Cooper Kupp last year on 3rd and however long it was. You leave him one on one with Antoine Winfield. Like, why are you doing that?
Oh, you talking about the talking about the long catch? Yeah, that was.
Yeah, like why would you do that? That's their best receiver. Like, you got it. I'm still mad about that damn play.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay, man.
Yeah, Yeah, he's still mad at Antoine Winfield Jr. about that. But it was
No, I don't blame. Believe it or not, I don't blame Antoine for that. You got to put your players in position to succeed, and you're not doing that on that play.
So you're saying basically there's times in certain games in certain situations, Tabo defense gives up the play that you should not give up in those situations.
Yeah,
I get it.
I remember with the Patriots, they would put their best corner on the team's second best receiver.
Yep.
And they would
bracket. Bracket. Yep.
Yeah, it's just it's smart. Like if I can think of that, I know these smart ass coaches can. So come on now.
I get it. I get where you're going from. I get it. It's about situational football, and this is
right.
And I want to get to my prediction, and it has something to do with that type of situation. So how I look at the game is going to be close. That 30-17, that's a lot, but
yeah,
that the 33-27, that's a lot. Jeffrey Casey, that's a lot of points. Both defenses playing well. Bucks defense is playing lights out. So I don't see neither team getting over 20 points. So I'm gonna throw that out there. Now, and I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it 100, in my opinion. But as I said earlier, when I look at this game, it's going to be similar to the Packers game because of how the Kansas City run the offense. It's not going to be a lot of down the field throws because of the pressure that the Bucks put. Now, the Chiefs O-line is a lot better overall than the Packers O-line as far as 4 out of the 5 positions are legit players. I can give you that. Trey Smith, Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey, and Orlando Brown Jr. Those are solid players on the O-line. So the Bucks had some issues here and there with the Packers O-line in certain situations. Now the Packers O-line got away with a hole here and there, but overall, the totality of it, the Packers O-line did a good job against the Bucks blitz. They was prepared for it with Aaron Jones picking up Devin White a few times, AJ Dillon. So with the Chiefs don't have those running backs, right? But they use other ways to get the plays that they need to move the ball because of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and then those guys that he mentioned earlier, Valdez Scantling and Juju Smith-Schuster. It's going to be similar. It's going to be very tight, 4 quarters. I think the Chiefs going to jump out early, as they like to do with the Bucks. They jump out early, and the Bucks going to come on late. But in a low-scoring game, the defense going to hold in the second half, but the Chiefs going to jump out early, quickly. And if you paid attention to my schedule prediction in that video, I had the Bucks losing this game. I had the Bucks beating Green Bay, losing to the Chiefs. So I'm sticking to that. I'm not changing nothing. That's not how I work on this channel. So my prediction, and it's going to come down to the biggest difference in the game. Andy Reid, Todd Bowles. That is the huge gap. Everything else is pretty much like the quarterbacks is there. The defenses, the Bucks defense, I give the push the Bucks defense. The receivers, if healthy, the Bucks got the edge, but just as of right now, it's kind of like push whatever because of the injuries. And then you look at the O-line, you get a push to the Chiefs O-line, the Bucks D-line as far as the D-line, not the outside linebackers. That's the push to the Chiefs. So there's some push and pulls there, but the biggest gap is Andy Reid and Todd Bowles. Andy Reid gonna do enough as a head coach to outcoach Todd Bowles, and I got the Chiefs winning 20-13.
Damn.
Go Chiefs.
So
we only scored 13 points.
I try to make sure this channel stays objective, not totally every game I'm picking the Bucks. That's not how I work. Y'all should know that.
So even with Mike and Gage getting under more chemistry with Tom and getting Julio back, we only gonna score 13 points.
Until I see different, man.
I like it. I mean, it's.
I'm just saying, until I see different. Now, if they score,
if that's the case, it's time to panic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think
after 2-2, I predicted 2-2 after 4 games. What's the big deal?
It's not just 2-2. If you can only score 13 points and you got those dogs back, it's time to panic.
Look, man. I mean, until I see.
You saying the 85 Bears we playing?
As of right now, we don't have. As of right now, we leaning on the defense to win games, right?
Yes, we are.
I'm not even tripping. I thought we were gonna go 2-2 when we first, But
I
the
don't
way
get
in
it.
which you do it, like
I'm look.
Hey, but the one good thing
Monty
is,
can't look like this for much longer, man.
yeah, the one good thing is, I know about the NFL. I've been watching for a while, even though I'm on the younger side. Um, you no team that starts out super hot like 11-0 ever wins the Super Bowl. I don't. I've never. I
That's
never
why
really see
I
that.
try. That's why I try to have objectivity here, some logic here, instead of picking the Bucks every game. I cannot do that.
Yeah,
The
I
we remember the
Steelers,
cannot do
Steelers a
that.
few years back.
Steelers
I
Can't
started
do it.
just
11-7.
like. Don't you feel like roster for roster when everybody's all healthy,
Yeah.
we're more talented than the Chiefs?
Oh yes, but as
But
of right now,
mhm.
I can't pick on when everybody's healthy, because that's not happening. That's not what it is right now.
And
I'm going by the reality of it right now,
Yeah,
that's a
One
tough.
game at a time, fellas.
because I can do a lot of whataboutisms, what ifs and could ifs, and I can do a lot of that all day. And if I do that, I got to do that for every team.
Yeah, I was gonna say not even just about the Bucks. You could do that about literally every
That's
roster.
why I don't do that, because I
Yeah,
got to do it for everybody else.
yeah.
that Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller, it's not looking too good right now. That decision. How
Don't get me
do
started on that, man. I don't. I
Hey,
don't.
I tell you what, with my predictions, like as soon as we beat the Saints in week 2, like my whole thing like flew out the window. I don't even know what's gonna happen now. Like my schedule's so out of whack because I had us losing to the Saints twice.
And see, the thing about it is,
That is against again.
to circle back to the game. The reason why I say 13 points is because we got 3 games, right? So until I see different. So if the Bucks score 27 points or 25, then I got something to work off of. But I don't have anything to work off of right now. I don't have anything that's like, yeah, the Bucks will score 27 points. I don't have that. I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why? Yeah, why does our offense feel so like ABC? You know what I mean? Like it
it
feels
is
so
very
predictable.
ABC. It's very ABC. I gave y'all the routes, or I don't know if you was earlier, but the routes are 5 yards in, and another route over that, 10 yards in, right? So that's twins right or twins left, then a 5 yard out, and then a little corner curl route to Cameron Brate or whoever runs that route, a 5 yard stop. I mean, it's literally like it's like
It's like
playing backyard football, Thorpe tackle, as we call it in Florida, Thorpe tackle. So it's like getting in the huddle, it's like hey, I need you to run 5 yards and stop. And I need you
See
to
that?
run.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's the difference between the Chiefs and the Bucks. Like the Chiefs scheme gets people open. Like it's
mhm,
about the system over there.
Yep.
The Bucks scheme is about the players got to win with their one on ones.
As a matter of
Yeah, I
fact,
also.
let me ask Jeffy KC, what's Andy Reid's background? What offensive scheme did he come from?
Wasn't it the I don't I'm thinking West Coast, but
It's right. You're right. West Coast. Mike Holmgren,
49ers.
49ers. That's so Mike Holmgren was with 49ers with George Seifert, right? And Bill Walsh and
Oh,
all that stuff
Walsh.
like
Oh
that.
yeah, Walsh. Yep.
So Mike Holmgren came from that tree, that coaching tree. And
Yep.
Andy Reid was under Mike Holmgren in Green Bay, West Coast
Yep.
offense, right? So he has that background in him to get guys open in certain schemes and how to scheme guys open. And then now you add in a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes that can make plays off script as well. So now you got a mixture of both. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I say that's the biggest difference between the Bucks and the Chiefs right now is the head coach.
yeah,
The head
Yep.
coach.
you would think having your receivers like bottom in the league of separation, you would think the scheme needs to be changed to scheme them open instead of them
Yes.
trying to
And,
get open
and,
by themselves.
and Andy Reid is low key under. Well, to me, he's underrated because he took Dow McNabb to what, 4 straight NFC Championship games. And
Exactly.
I'm not saying Dow McNabb is a bad player, but come on now. And Michael
He's
Vick,
not Mahomes.
yeah, he ain't Michael Vick. And Michael Vick, as talented as he is, when he went to Philly that first year, MVP candidate, he never did that in Atlanta. So that tells you what kind of play caller Andy Reid is.
And the thing about it, that the Bucks game and the Chiefs game, these are two good teams that are playoff bound, obviously. But when it's this close, you got to look at what's the biggest difference.
I was
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to look at the biggest difference in this game is the coaching. That is a huge difference.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, Todd Bowles is doing a good job with the defense. I think. Like, I don't want to,
As
get
the
on him too
as,
much.
right. No, I'm saying he's done a great job with defense, but as a head coach, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Can we
And
just
one thing we gotta give credit to this team this year, though. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but they seem more disciplined. Like, not too many
Mm-hmm.
stupid penalties.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can we just run the football? Like, are we really just going to continue to have a
We're trying.
45-year-old man drop back and throw the ball, chuck the ball around 35, 40 times a game? Like, what are we doing here?
They trying. They're trying,
Like,
but
I
it's
know,
not
but
getting
last
nowhere.
week, what did he throw? Like, he threw the ball 40 some
40,
times. You talking about?
41
Like,
times.
come on, man. The man is 45 years old, and you're not going to run the ball. You going to run the? I
And
think you said, like, come on, man. What are we doing?
and how many times did he throw it in the Saints game? Oh, they're 25, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm
30,
saying.
30
Like,
Why?
no, it was 34 times, I think. 34,
It was
35.
34 times.
It was balanced because of the run. They ran the ball. They ran the ball. No, wait a minute. They ran the ball. Wait a minute. It was the other way around. They ran the ball 34 times, and I think they threw it 20. Let me look at it real quick.
Yeah, because you said if you're under 25, you win the game. If we're over 25, we lose.
Right, that's what it was.
And I think he was at 24, like right at that mark. So why the big jump? Why was the jump so huge from like 24 to 31? Because I'm not knocking the Green Bay Packers, but that Saints defensive front I think is a little better against us.
I do too.
So what was that? I don't understand. I don't get it.
I remember the last year in the playoffs, we played against the Rams. At the beginning of the game, Leonard Fournette had 2 touches. He got 2 first downs. Then as soon as the Rams stopped them the third time, they go and threw the ball 3 straight times. I'm like, what are we doing? I just
Byron needs to figure his stuff out, and Todd Bowles needs to start getting on Byron too.
So that's what it was.
You need to come up with these
it was so Brady threw the ball. He was 18 for 34. So it was 34 attempts, and they had 33 runs.
Okay, but it was like a good balance.
No, sorry, 30.
We didn't have that balance.
No, it was 34 passes, 30 runs.
Gotcha.
So the more balanced you are, the better it turns out.
And then what was the differential in Green Bay?
And the Green Bay game was 41 12.
Yeah.
41-12.
Why? What?
We
what?
panicked.
Like
after
what
that,
was that?
After that reverse, it just looked like the plays got real crazy after that.
I mean, it's not like the running game was like popping off and anything. So.
Well,
yeah, but that's why I'm scared of like Byron, because I think Byron folds under pressure. Like once Byron sees the scheme's not working, he freaks out, and then it's just like, let me script the whole play. It's like we make, you know how like you make a script for like the first 10 plays. It's like he does that for the whole game. Like he makes the script, he's gonna stick to the script the whole game.
And by the way, where's Rashad White? I heard all these good things about him. He gets no play time.
Oh man, yeah.
I don't know.
I got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping for that this week, man. I hope we can get some outside runs. See if we can get him in some space, man.
So now, so for the Cowboys game, Brady threw the ball 27 times. Like and we ran the ball 27, 29, 30, 33 times.
I mean, we just ran all over the Cowboys, though.
But we ran the ball more and threw the ball less, and we won that game. And then we was more balanced in the Saints game, and we won that game. And in the game, we get way out of hand, way off balance, we lose.
You got to keep up. The thing about the run game is, even if it's not working, you got to keep them honest, just to keep it, like, you know what I mean? You got to keep them honest, even if it's not.
I think when Byron sees the other team score a touchdown, he panics. Because as soon as they score a touchdown, it's like why? Like, keep your composure.
Just track that game plan. We chucking the ball around, bombs away.
Yeah, because we went down two possessions early, so that's when it flipped. The other 2 games we was up, or we was close, or we was right there neck and neck. Saints game, it was 3-3 all the way to the 4th quarter, right? Or late in the 3rd.
4th quarter.
I don't even know. Can somebody answer this for me? I don't even know. What is the Bucs offensive scheme? Like, is it literally just our players are better than yours? We're gonna just one with all. Like, come on, bro. Like,
That's why when we have injuries, the offense looks anemic.
Byron has too much BA influence in him, and I don't think we can save him from it.
That's like picking up 5 and playing like ISO basketball. Like that's
no creativity whatsoever.
Yeah, but Brady's the GOAT, so he's supposed to improvise.
Don't do that.
He is the GOAT, but he ain't.
He is the GOAT.
He's also 45. He shouldn't have to carry your team at this point.
Yeah, don't be doing that. We're not about to do that.
Look, fellas, it's gonna be okay when everybody healthy. Just understand that. Like, let's not over panic. Like, gotta relax, fellas. It's early. When guys come back, when Godwin comes back, Evans in sync, Julio Jones in sync. Gage in his right role, you're going to see how the offense looks as a whole.
We will be a problem.
I'm telling y'all, man. I don't know why y'all fussing, and I don't get it. But gentlemen,
I just don't trust Byron. That's just all with me. I just don't trust him. That's all.
All I know is you give any other offensive coordinator, at least a good one, Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, and even if it's a diminished Julio Jones, Mike Evans, you putting up historic numbers.
this season won't be a 5,000-yard season. Let's make that clear.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
I'm glad. I hope not. I'm praying.
I
It's
don't
not
even
a
care.
well,
All that stuff they did last season, throwing the ball around, Brady going off on all the records. I didn't even like that. Like this win football team.
No. See, last year that would have been okay if the defense was playing like this.
Oh yeah, the defense stunk it. Well, we weren't.
You know what happened last year? This is my theory. After they won the Super Bowl, a lot of these dudes didn't get better. Devin White regressed. SMB regressed. Jamel Dean regressed.
That's a great point.
Antoine Renfield regressed. Well, he was okay last year. The other safety was really good too. Jordan White.
We had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, not on defense though. Actually, we did have a lot of injuries on defense.
We had a lot of injuries in the secondary.
SMB was out for a long time. Carlton had a growing. Jamel Dean got shaken up and was out for a little while.
But even when Jamel was playing, like he wasn't that good, and Devin White definitely wasn't good. But this year, they're all of them are much better. That's why defense playing to their potential.
Because Delaney started a bunch of games last year. Him and the other guy. I don't even think he on the team this year.
Cockrell.
The other corner.
Yeah.
Number 29.
And this year.
Yeah.
I got a question for all y'all, and this is
this year.
For all y'all, a question right here, because y'all remember last year they were trying to get Brady to MVP. Y'all remember how they were stat padding and all that. So what role do y'all think that played in essentially the outcome of the season?
Nothing. What happened was we choked at the end of the game and put Antoine Winfield on Cooper Kupp. I'm a stick on that. I'm still mad about that.
Don't even get me started on that. That's a whole different conversation for a different day.
So gentlemen, I'm gonna wrap this up. I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey Casey, for a KC fan coming on into the locker room. I really appreciate that. Give us some insight on the Kansas City game team itself. I really appreciate that. It's good to see other fan bases, popping in every now and then to give us some helpful information to help us keep a conversation going about the game.
Right on.
But good luck to the Chiefs, and Chiefs Kingdom. Shout out to all y'all over there. Hopefully the game is good and everybody leave that game healthy. Both teams are Super Bowl contenders. Maybe we might see each other again. In the Super Bowl in January or February,
we got calling the AFC, but maybe.
Hey, AFC is tough, man. So it's a lot of teams out there, right? It's getting right, but like I said, we won't know until what you got until about week 9, week 10. So, gentlemen, I appreciate you coming on. My apologies, my Steve Bandits. Chiefs,
I ain't been here in a while.
Chiefs game Sunday night, another primetime game. At home, hopefully at home.
I felt bad. Y'all got to listen to Chris Collinsworth.
Oh boy.
He's good. He gushes over Brady. Oh my God, he gushes over Brady.
Oh, he is so annoying. But shout out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank y'all for joining another edition of Locker Room Talk. Bucks versus Chiefs Sunday Night Football. I won't be live streaming that. I'll be watching it, but I will not be live streaming. I will be somewhere else. I will be in another city. But I'll come on every now and then, but I won't be live streaming the game. So I'll miss this one as far as live stream wise, but I'll be watching. Trust me.
You gonna be tweeting from Twitter a lot?
Yeah, I'll be tweeting a lot from Twitter.
Gotcha.
I'll pop in on a video on Twitter every now and then, but it sucks I won't be able to live stream this one because this is actually a good game too. So, thank you, gentlemen. Great. Thank you.
This thing you got going on is nice, bro.
No problem,
man.
I try to keep things like this going because it's good insight, and I figured it'll work out this season like this, so that's why I was like, let me start doing this more. So, have fun, gentlemen.
Battle of the goats.
Peace.
There you go.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
The
We're
real
gonna battle
goat,
on no
please
goats.
stand up.
Yeah, Brady is gonna be sitting down after this year.
All right. Okay, gentlemen.
You sound like you want that to happen.
We'll settle this on the recap. Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Come on, that's no goat debate, man. There ain't no debate. Stop it.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
All right, man.
All right.
All right, take it easy.
Peace.
All right.
Well, folks, there you have it. Shouts out to all the Pirates Sea Bandits. Fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag no risk it, no biscuit. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag bombs away. Hashtag stay humble. Hashtag probability versus possibility. Hashtag what does your eyes tell you? Hashtag don't get mad at me. Hashtag trenches matter. And hashtag Super Bowl or bust. Enjoy the rest of your night. And folks in Florida, stay safe and don't be outside. I want to see y'all back here Sunday and Monday. Until then, peace.